I didn't get the chance to watch this with you guys on stream yesterday. So I thought maybe we'd do it today. You guys want to hang out and watch this a little bit? Any PoE 2 enjoyers? Have a look. You're not going to get volume on that yet. 1 second. You will now.
Hi,
there we
I'm
go.
Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games.
Let's have a look.
And welcome to GG
I got to
Live.
see a little bit of this, but I want to watch
Today we're going to
the
show
whole
an
thing.
exclusive reveal of what's coming
I don't know
next
if we're
for
going to
Path
watch
of Exile 2.
the
Twitch drops are
Q&A
enabled
after
on today's live stream, so you'll be
But
able
we'll
to
see.
claim your Sun Priest's Incineration rare finisher effect by following the instructions below. Now with that out of the way, let's get started.
It's gonna
It's
give me way
time to
too
give you a
hype, man.
teaser of what's coming in Path of Exile 2, the Third Edict.
This is going to get me way too hype. But it just has to be done.
Karui! I have called you here to save our people. To save our way.
It's not perfectly cropped.
Over
but
the ages, we have known pain like no other. But we endured. And we became mighty. Now, outsiders dishonor our shores. And we have stood by, doing nothing. Hear my voice, ancestors!
What is this?
Show us your strength! Show us the true way! I understand.
But we're not getting Trial of the Ancestors, but that's kind of probably what that is, huh? What's that green slam? Whoa! That was cool. You have to fight him on that small platform like that? Oh my gosh.
The true Makura Makoi will rise.
I'm trying so hard not to just like play PoE 2 non-stop until 0.3. We might say F it and do it anyway, just play it anyway. We might just say F it and do it anyway. Look at the size of that hammer. That's crazy. Asynchronous trade is insane. I've been asking for that for a long time. I think I asked them some really annoying questions at the summit that we did. But, you know, some of the things that I asked about are happening, so it's kind of cool. Yeah. Kind of cool. It's soon, man. It's soon. It's coming. It's coming. Very soon. That's a free weekend, by the way. I think that they probably announce that later.
There's a lot going on.
That's
and we
a
have
free
lot to reveal
weekend.
today. We'll start by going
So
over
insane.
Act 4, the
Yeah, I was
next
asking about, like,
chapter in the
quality of
Path
life
Exile
stuff.
2 storyline. But that's not all. There's also 3 new
How's the
interlude
sound
acts
balance,
to
by
get
the
you
way?
to
Is that
Endgame,
okay?
which means we're removing cruel difficulty too. After that, we'll be going through the massive changes to characters. I'm super excited to show you how I've overhauled the entire support gen
We need to
system.
look at the warrior
added new
stuff in
skills,
particular.
And yes, there are buffs.
There's some buffs, there are nerfs.
Next, we'll go over the
warrior.
Rise of the Abyssal, this season's exclusive league mechanic, and talk about
Which
the
are
new
base
rewards,
abilities.
crafting systems, areas,
what I mean?
and bosses that it adds. After that, it's on to changes we're making to the endgame. Then it's time to talk about items, crafting, and oh yeah, trade. That's going to be a big one. We'll then go over our new supporter
It's not my
packs
first time
and finish
watching
up with
it,
a live Q&A session where
I was
ZD
very
will ask
distracted
Path of
yesterday. It
Exile
was a
2's
busy
game
day
directors,
yesterday.
myself
I
and
tried
Mark
to check
your
in, but this is
questions
the first
from
time I'm
Twitch
sitting
chat.
down and watching it.
And after that, at 4 p.m. Pacific, patch notes.
This
They're
is
not quite
not
complete,
the full
but
game
they should
release.
give you
This
some
is
nice details to chew on.
another patch though, for early access. This is their
We've got
first
a lot
like
to cover
league.
today, But first,
early
another
access.
announcement.
This is like a big deal.
When the third edict launches on the 29th, we'll be having a free weekend for Path of Exile 2.
So cool.
That's right, Path of Exile 2 will be free for the first time without requiring an early access key.
Servers are gonna be
The free weekend will end on
crushed.
September the 1st, so you'll have plenty of
on
time
that
to give the
free
game a
weekend,
try.
man. Can you imagine?
All right,
Oh my
let's
gosh.
get started with Act 4.
It's gonna be fun though.
The story continues from the end of Act 3. Doryani has agreed to help you find an ancient weapon that can be used against corruption.
Insane.
The instrument of the Third Edict. The weapon was broken in ages past, but he believes that the pieces may be found in the Karui Archipelago, the home of the Karui tribes. You will need to journey to Kingsmarch, hire a ship, and
That's
set
cool.
sail. When you
If
open
you guys
the
have
map,
played
you can
PoE
choose
1,
to
we did a
sail
lot
any
with
way you
King's
like.
March in the past
Act 4
seasons.
is completely non-linear, and you can visit the islands in any order you choose.
This is getting me way
Will
too
you
hype
visit
already,
the pristine
man.
beaches of Whakapanu Island? The Karui whisper of a curse that afflicts all who travel there. Perhaps it's related to the weapon you seek. Or maybe
we're
you
gonna
will
be
visit the
dust
volcanic
in
shores
terms
of
of
the
worry,
Isle
man.
of Kin. The Kin have been more restless recently, mining for
Sure,
sulfite and
swords or
driven by
axes?
some
Yeah.
dark force.
Those are gonna be really fun.
Perhaps you will choose to consult
I'm actually
kind of
down to play the new warrior with the
Their
new
ancient
changes
wisdom could hold
without
clues
any
to
new
finding
weapons
the
because I
third
want
edict.
to. I'm not done with like even
No
Mace
matter where
Warrior.
you
Like I
choose
still
to
like
go,
playing
you will
Mace
fight
Warrior.
dangerous beasts.
It sounds like Spear is not gonna be a thing if the stomping
Find
ground
fabulous treasures.
is not as good. So we're just gonna be back to elite bone shattering pools, just building around that.
And
We'll
battle
see.
incredible bosses.
A challenger!
I am excited for spears and swords, or sorry, axes and swords, but like
Your soul!
it's almost like it. Honestly, like they can take their
There
time
are
to
8
like
islands to
savor
discover,
this as
each
much as
teeming
possible
with its
for
own
me.
flora and fauna.
You know, like I'm
Act
okay
4
with that.
contains
I just
over
want to play
100 new
PoE
monster
too, man.
types, 16 new areas, 12 new bosses, and plenty of other interesting encounters. There's a
Indeed.
huge amount to show.
Just want to have enough juice behind us so we can
want to
actually
give you
like
a
really
chance to
create some
discover it
content,
all for
dig in, you
yourself.
know? That's what I want to do.
What happens after Act 4? Well, until now you had to repeat the entire campaign again before you could face the endgame. But after adding Act 4, the game is far too long to make you do that. We
Right.
needed something else to do in between the end of Act 4 and the endgame. So what else could we do? Add 3 new mini-acts, of course.
I mean, that's
and we're
a lot of
calling them
work.
The Interludes.
The interludes.
The Interludes are a set of 3 temporary
But
side
they're gonna
stories
use
that
these
will
for
be
other
included in the
things.
game until Act 5 is released.
Like the
That
bosses
will take
and
you to
stuff.
level 65 where the endgame can begin. The first
I like how they
interlude
always
sends you
use
on a
these
journey
builds.
back
They're
to
like so
Ogham.
tame for the cutscenes, right?
Renly has been leading the
You're not
efforts
just
to
leaping
rebuild
and
Ogham Village after the defeat
one-shotting the
of
entire
Count
screen.
Geonor. But there's a new danger
Against a
afoot.
fiery, armor-breaking explosion.
The nearby
Harem of
town
Ash.
of Holton is surrounded by an impenetrable darkness, and each night their corrupted townfolk emerge to raid the local farmlands.
Ain't no way, bro.
You'll discover new areas
We gotta put those things down.
and new bosses.
Ain't no
You'll
way.
need to find your way through the darkness,
Those got to go.
uncover the source of corruption,
Soon you will serve our master.
Maybe that guy?
and defeat it.
Yes, I shall dance with their corpse.
Ooh, I like his armor though.
And that's just the first interlude.
That looks pretty
The
cool.
second interlude will have you return to the Vasteri Desert, where Asala has been given a sacred duty.
Okay.
When the skies
Back to
align, the
Vastiri?
gifting of water requires a chosen Sekima to meet with the Selkari, guardians of the sacred water. But they're nowhere to be found. You will need to track down the Selkari,
Back to the desert we go.
find those responsible for disrupting the gifting.
Right, so that's
Fight
the
even
hammer
more
that
new
does a little
bosses.
swirly.
Discover the secrets of the ancient
The hammer
ritual.
throw thingy.
Discover new locations.
That's some kind of volcanic fissure, which that was not very good before. Maybe it's good
And
now.
ultimately help Asala
Maybe they
carry
buffed
out
it.
her sacred duty.
They're using it in the thing a
Now
lot.
for interlude
So.
3. As royal thaumaturge of the Val,
I just
Doryani
can't
had
wait to play
plans
more
within
Warrior,
plans
bro.
to save his people from the cataclysm
The
perpetuated
spear leveling
by
was
Azeri's
good,
lust
but
for
Leap
power.
Bone Shatter gets the job done just fine.
One such plan involved sealing a group of willing Val deep in a
Wanna play
great mountain
Kitava
vault
again.
near the home of the Asmeri, deep enough to survive the cataclysm.
I think so.
Even though thousands of years have
Maybe
passed,
switch to Titan
he
later.
believes that their descendants may still live,
Maybe,
and may be
maybe.
key to defeating the beast.
I like Titan, but Kitava is such a strong
The
starter,
journey
man.
up the mountain will be dangerous.
Such a strong starter.
New foes stand in your way.
And I
the
think we'll
further
become
up the mountain you
defensively
venture,
powerful.
the
Sorry,
colder it will
offensively
become.
powerful because of the gem changes, the weapon swaps. So having so much
Explore
strong
caves of
defense right off the
ice.
bat will be so nice.
And enter the vault itself.
Be good.
Who can say what you will find
Should
within?
be good. Back on
The
PoE,
Interludes
I
are
haven't
6 to
played it
7
yet, but I
areas
want to.
each,
I
and
want. I
generally include
really
4
have
boss
been
fights as well.
resisting hard.
When you put that
playing
together with
PoE
Act
too.
4,
I
that
really
adds up
want
to
to.
35 new areas in the campaign and 24 new bosses. It's worth
I
making
really
clear
want
that
to.
the Interludes are temporary. When Act 5 and 6 are added, the Interludes will be going away. These are side stories after all.
It just might
But
not be
don't
strong
worry,
enough
the
to
bosses
stream
and areas
yet
that make up
without
the
the extra
interlude are
juice
all part
behind
of the endgame.
the
We're
actual
not just gonna
like
throw them
release and
away.
stuff of the new patch, but
And with that,
I
you don't
really
need
wanna
crawl
play it.
difficulty anymore. We do know
really
that it was
do.
a
There's
pretty
a lot
big
of fun
chore
stuff
to have
going on
to
in
play
WoW
through
right
the
now too,
campaign
but I mean,
multiple
I love
times on each
PoE
character.
too, man. I love
And this
it.
was a huge reason that the campaign could feel like a bit of a slog when playing through again.
So,
But we do also
yeah, I
have
want
another new
to.
feature to address that particular
Tight
concern as
mains,
well.
miss me, bro.
So let's talk about
I
sprinting.
missed my PoE too, homies. It's just
In
like
030, when you hold down the
you
dodge
gotta
roll
make
button,
sure that
your
what you're
character
doing
will
on
go into
stream
a
is
sprint after
strong
you finish
enough
the
to be
roll.
successful, right?
This is available on
And
all character
PoE
classes,
too in the
and
off
there's no
season just might
limitation
not
on
be
how
strong
long you
enough,
can
but
sprint.
hopefully we're getting there.
The primary purpose
Hopefully
of
we're
this
getting
feature
there.
is to make navigating areas faster when out of combat. Because of that, if you do take a hit while sprinting, you'll fall to the ground. The best idea is to use a skill when you see
gosh.
monsters. That'll break you out of the sprint so you can engage with no
Oh,
danger.
that's so troll, man.
If you do need
And
to
that-
run away from
that's
monsters,
so
just
troll.
hold spacebar. You won't be vulnerable during the roll, and you're faster while sprinting than basically any monster in the game, allowing you to retreat from combat.
I've not read all the patch notes yet. No.
Sprint is a pretty significant change to PoE 2's gameplay.
Not yet.
What I like most about it is that we can accelerate the pace of the game for those who want that, without having to compromise on PoE 2's
I don't really care about all the patch notes.
systems.
I mostly just want to see the warrior,
Okay,
like the
so that's
mace
new
stuff in
extensions to the
particular, right?
campaign, But there's a whole giant league to play through as well. I'll leave that to Mark to talk about later. And that's because what I want to talk about now is
Dude,
the new stuff
like
for your
Abyss is one of my
characters.
favorite mechanics
And probably
in
one of the
PoE 1.
biggest new systems
I
here
should do
is
Delve
with
and
the
Abyss.
support gems.
So I'm pretty happy.
Now, support gems are one of the most interesting elements to creating a build. They're what enables
You
so
can
many
talk about
interesting
it. It's
mechanics
alright.
and different ways to play. But PoE 2's support gem system has just never been quite right.
Yeah, this is huge.
One of the major issues is the limitation of
This is
only having
huge.
one support gem of each type on your character. We didn't want builds to just become using the same 5
But you
most
can't really
powerful
use your
supports in every
gems to
skill.
become defensively
The problem
powerful.
with this design,
right?
though, is that it's actually working
So you can,
against
but you can
using
get a
multiple
lot
skills
of
in your build.
offense from your support
If you can
gems.
only use
So
each
I'm
support
thinking
gem
that we're
on
going
one
to be
skill, it means
going
that
to
you're
Kitava
encouraged to go
first to
all
be
in
real
on that one
powerful
ability.
defensively.
And we want to encourage you to
initially.
combo your abilities, something needed to change.
Especially because they're also
So with that
nerfing
in mind,
block.
we've removed the restriction of having one of each support gem per character.
So,
You can
yeah.
now use as many copies as you like. This should drastically increase the amount
Titan
of
is
possible builds.
insane, but
and
like
increase
I
the
want
amount
to
of
be
skill
defensively powerful first, and then we can make a character that's more offensively minded later.
There
Or
are a lot
again,
of
I can
potential
even
builds
just
that suffered from the previous
change my
restriction.
Smith into a
For
Titan, his
example,
full final
a poison build
ascendancy.
previously couldn't add poison to more than one skill. They couldn't use stacking poison on more than one skill either. This severely limited your ability to combo with anything outside of the specifically designed poison archetype. But now you can.
You guys
Many
think bows are gonna
utility
be
skills
good?
previously couldn't scale to endgame because the supports that
so.
would make them scale were more useful to use
Not
on
really
other
what I want to
skills.
play, but
You would never speed up killing Palm with martial tempo, when you would much rather use it on your primary skill instead. There are more examples like this all over the place.
martial tempo on literally every ability that warrior has.
In addition to that, though, I thought there wasn't enough feeling of progression in the supports
Yeah.
as you went through the game. There were only 3
Okay,
tiers
if
of
it's Supercharged
supports,
Slam is
and
back,
many of the
oh,
most
snap.
important ones were given
Yeah,
out
I
at
like
tier 1.
Sunder a lot. We'll
Also,
see.
there were no strict upgrades, meaning that upgrading supports when you ran out of sockets required quite a lot of thinking. In order to solve these issues,
How do you guys
we now
like this,
also
like,
have multiple
brutality
levels
1,
of
2,
many
3
supports
thing?
as you go through the game. For
Okay.
example, double barrel support gives you an extra bolt, but at the cost of 30% less reload speed. At tier 2, the penalty gets lowered to 20%. But then at tier 3, the support gem gets something new.
I think it's alright.
It now reloads automatically when you heavy stun an enemy.
Becomes a little bit more
In some
complicated,
cases,
but that's
the
okay.
highest tiers might work a little
Yeah, I think
differently,
it's okay.
and you'll have to decide if you like the upgrade or not, depending on your build.
It's a little bit more
example,
complicated,
rapid
but
casting.
it probably makes a lot of
The
sense
first
where you're
couple
like
of
in the
levels gets
game,
15,
you know,
then 20% increased
leveling
cast
through.
speed. But then at tier 3, it changes to a new approach.
You just
For
upgrade
each
it
different
basically.
spell you cast in the last 8 seconds, you get 10% increased cast speed, which could be a pretty big bonus if you use a lot of different spells.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for upgrades through the campaign, but we wanted to add a little more spice to the endgame for supports too. And that's where our new system, Lineage supports, comes in.
This is interesting too.
You can think of these like unique items, but for supports. There are supports that are only available at endgame, but they're much more powerful. Like Ratha's Assault. It's an upgraded version of Double Barrel that reloads your skill as you dodge roll, as well as increasing the number of bolts it can hold.
You gotta see
But it
some of
does mean that it's
the
the
warrior
only way you can
melee
reload the
ones,
skill
right?
Now, unlike regular supports, you can't find these through the uncut support gem. Just like unique items, many of these can be found from specific bosses.
Okay, interesting.
And
Yeah,
there's
it makes
a ton in
sense,
the regular
Augie,
drop
yeah.
pool too.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Some of them are fairly rare. Others fairly common.
think it's one of those things that adds complexity when you look at it from the outside, but when you actually play, it should be fine.
Others are just straight up power upgrades.
Dude, the Warbringer totem thing does look kind of nutty, actually, don't they?
There's around 40 lineage supports being added throughout the endgame, so there's a lot of power to find out there. Now,
I don't think I'm like a big totem guy, but the
certainly gonna
Warbringer
open
totems
up a
do
lot
look
of
kind of
builds,
crazy.
But of course, we have a huge range of improvements to individual character classes as well. As well as adding new skills, we had a big focus on buffing existing skills so that they can scale well into the endgame.
Yeah, that's what we need to look at. We need to look at all the actual like skill changes to the hammer skills.
We're just going to quick fire through some of the coolest changes.
We do.
We wanted to make cold a more useful element on the Ranger, so we've expanded the cold tools available.
Skill.
As well as increasing its range, Escape Shot now creates fragments of ice whenever it hits the ground. These fragments explode after a short time, making the skill better for killing groups of enemies. But not only that, we added an ice fragment support that creates more of them when killing frozen enemies. And a new buff skill called Ice-Tipped Arrows that allows all your arrows to create ice fragments. This already gives clear to rangers wanting to use ice.
But
to take further advantage of the ice fragments, Freezing Salvo has been upgraded to shoot additional cold arrows towards every fragment, giving you a nuke-like ability.
I like that, the look of that arrow thingy.
We've also modified Snipe to consume frozen from enemies, dealing a huge amount more damage, giving you a nice ice single target option.
Ooh, that's cool.
And something you might notice about this is that the bonus is a lot higher against bosses.
Yeah, I got a feeling the bows will be cool this season.
Throughout the entire game.
I hope so. I know people like that archetype a lot. You
should get a bigger reward for it.
I'm just gonna play melee. I'm gonna play warrior, of course.
Another theme you'll see throughout the game is making movement feel better.
You guys gonna do a private league for PoE2? That'd be fun.
Is a skill that was pretty cool, but a bit annoying to use with the jump that it had.
That's awesome.
Now Toxic Growth
is
a
I'm so excited, man. I've been trying to hold it together. I really have been trying to hold it together.
And we've also added a new poison skill while we were
because what'll happen is I just won't want to do anything else but play PoE2 like other games and stuff.
That makes all your attacks create toxic growth pustules.
I don't think it's time to play PoE2 yet, but I would if I could. I would if I could.
Another skill that was annoying to use was Electrocuting Arrow. It's now just a regular arrow, making it easy to use.
That's just content creator
But it also
stuff.
means you can support it with projectile supports.
And it now also has area of effect, making it a tool
for more than just single target, and allowing it to scale into the endgame.
But my heart is definitely with PoE2, for sure.
We also added a new spirit reservation called Mirage Archer. This is a meta skill that allows you to create shadowy clones of yourself to use a skill of your choice.
That's a PoE1 classic right there, isn't it?
Problems the Ranger had was survivability.
See, I don't agree with this part right here.
Evasion was the weakest of the 3 defenses.
Was it though?
To change that.
Was
it? Evasion doesn't evade.
Wasn't ES evasion like the most insane defense by far?
Attacks. To make evasion characters more tanky, we're adding a new mechanic called Deflect.
I don't agree with some of this stuff that they said.
Unlike evasion, Deflect works on everything.
Whatever. They have the data.
If you successfully deflect a hit, you take 40% less damage. Items can now give you a mod that gives you some amount of deflection.
Then you're gonna nerd out? Yeah, but at launch it's gonna be a free weekend, so.
And there's a bunch of it available on the passive tree too.
Evasion by itself is pretty bad, right? But when do you play one defense by itself?
So this is an upgrade for regular hits too.
Right.
And unlike evasion, there's no maximum chance.
Now
you can reach 100%
evasion sounds kind of insane on its own.
Into it enough.
Whereas like I don't think armor
of course,
is insane
this is a
on its
buff
own.
that helps all Dex characters, so the mercenary and the monk, but especially the huntress, are seeing big defense boosts from this as well. Speaking of defensive mechanics, let's talk about block and parry.
We'll make it work anyway, boys.
One of the big concerns on the release of the Huntress was parry feeling unreliable. One of the big reasons for this is there's a lot of hits that are not blockable, and thus not parryable either. So a huge balance change we're making is that now everything is blockable, except for specifically unblockable red flash skills that bosses use.
That's kind of cool.
This makes parry much more reliable.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And not only that, but to make block and parry nicer to use,
because it's like a whole different like play style. Like you're interacting with the game in a completely different way.
Well. So to counter that, we did have to lower the max passive block a bit. But overall, you should feel much safer.
They're just nerfing warriors, man. It's so crazy.
Fire skills on the warrior were not really cutting the mustard.
It's so crazy.
So we decided we needed to upgrade a bunch of them.
They're giving the health bonus to dexterity, and they're making
volcanic fish are now branches
health
into multiple
worse when you take Giant's Blood, which you have to do damage. Whatever.
We've also added a new skill called Forge Hammer. This skill throws a molten hammer that does a slam at a distance. You can recall the hammer back by using the skill again if you like, but the cooler thing to do is to use a Warcry near it. Using a Warcry makes the hammer explode, making a bunch of volcanic fishes around.
Yeah, we'll see.
Volcanic fishes re-trigger when you slam them, so it's a great skill to make a flaming
They re-trigger, but they don't do any damage. We'll see.
We also
They usually
buffed
play
Perfect
like really
Strike to
like
have
no
much larger
damage
area
kind of
effect,
like setups for these
and changed Molten
videos.
Blast
They
to not
can
always
just
force you to move
show
forward. Trust me,
show it
it
off.
feels a lot
A
better to
Molten
use now.
Blast
The skill now has
thing might
massively
be really
boosted chance to
cool.
ignite monsters as well.
Carnarius put together a sick Molten
And you're
Blast
going to
character
want
for
to
like his
ignite
first one
monsters
of the
due to
league,
a
I
new
think last
glory
like when
skill
the game
called
first came
Ancestral
out.
Cry.
Looked pretty cool.
Ancestral Cry charges up with glory by
It
igniting
might be
monsters
time.
and
Might be
invoking
time to
King
bust out
Kaom's
the Molten
favor.
Titan or something.
After you do, use it
Molten
to channel
Smith.
Kaom's ancestral power. Every attack will be ancestrally boosted with
Kinda
fire.
cool. What is going on
Your
with his
very
armor?
steps
It's
will
like, is that
explode,
MTX? It
triggering
looks
volcanic
insane.
fissures, and molten balls will erupt from your attacks.
I like Carnarius's builds.
Warrior shield skills were another area we
Can I
wanted
watch
to
that
improve.
again?
Now that we've got Sprint, Ancestral Power, Ancestral Cry charges me. It feels a lot better to use now. The skill now has massively boosted chance to ignite monsters as well. And you're going to want to ignite monsters due to a new glory skill called Ancestral Cry. Ancestral Cry charges up with glory by igniting monsters, invoking King Kaom's favor. After you do, use it to channel Kaom's ancestral power. Every attack will be ancestrally boosted with fire. Your very steps will explode, triggering volcanic fissures, and molten balls will erupt from your attacks.
So that's like
Warrior
Wrath of the
shield skills
Berserker.
were
That's
another
like
area we wanted to improve.
yeah, that's like
Now that we've got
going
Sprint,
Super Saiyan.
we actually don't need to have a cooldown on
That's
shield
crazy.
charge anymore. And now also does more damage the further away you are when you use it.
Yeah, that's wild.
Shield wall got
That's like Wrath of Berserker.
significantly upgraded.
That's cool.
that week. Also,
You're good
you
to see,
can
man.
shield charge right through
Big
it
flex
to
for you
trigger
for
all
the
the
full
walls.
year pumping us up with it, man. Thank you, dude.
We also added a new shield wall.
You guys catch that? That shield charge has
Fortifying
no
Cry gives
cooldown?
you also, the further away you are,
Isn't that kind of nice?
and molten balls will erupt from your attacks.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Warrior shield skills were another area we wanted to improve. Now that we've got Sprint, we actually don't need to have a cooldown on shield charge
We
anymore.
don't. We do
And now
not.
also does more damage the further away you are when you use it.
Sick.
Shield wall got significantly upgraded AoE. Also, you can shield charge right through it to trigger all the walls.
Pretty cool.
We also added a new shield war cry.
Yeah, shield war.
Fortifying Cry gives you a defensive buff, but it also builds up charge on your shield that empowers your other shield skills. And Magma Barrier
at
now
all those
doesn't require
endurance
timing in
charges
order
that
to
you had.
use. Just wait for your shield to charge up and block.
Interesting. I never really use active block.
Seismic Cry now stuns enemies that are primed for stun. And we changed
I don't
the
know if I
sundered
like that
interaction with
Seismic
armor
Cry
break.
stuns enemies,
Now
though.
also
Do we
gives
like
a
that?
sundered armor debuff that makes enemies take 40%
Maybe.
extra physical damage.
Hello.
Great for bosses. Ancestral Warrior Totem has undergone some pretty significant changes too. We wanted the skill to feel more like using
Hold
an
on.
ultimate. That summoning an ancestor to fight for you was a big deal. So we've changed this totem to require 3 endurance charges to summon, and massively buffed its damage. It also now scales with your weapon
I'll hear
damage
about that in
too.
a little bit. We're watching the PoE stuff.
Since there's no limit anymore, if you build around generating endurance charges, you can summon an entire
Yeah,
forest of
doesn't that
totems.
look ridiculous? That seems so
In order to make that
insane.
easier, we added some new sources of endurance charges. There's now a support to make Perfect Strike generate charges, and a support for generating endurance charges from heavy stuns as well.
That's wild.
Daddy, I also
Speaking of totems, we wanted to upgrade the Warbringer. Among the other changes we've made to this class, Answered Call now gives an extra totem, and the spirits have just been generally
curious.
buffed in many ways.
R.I.P.
Use
Sunder?
it with your
Oh, I don't think
limitless
so,
ancestral
bro.
warrior forest to make an army of Karui that would make
Isn't that
Tukahama
crazy?
proud. We've also merged the Great Wolf Howl and Warcaller's Bellow support, so that you can get all
Dude,
the benefits
Warbringer's
from
gonna be
one
popping
point.
off, man. That's nice. I
And
like
Encased in
Warbringer.
Jade no longer
No,
removes
these
the Jade when getting
Warbringer
hit.
buffs are
You get a much
crazy.
better
Like, I want to
defense.
play Smith of Kitava, but like Warbringer, I mean,
Next up, let's talk about
kind of
accuracy.
nuts. What's up, man?
Accuracy was always intended to be something that warriors didn't need to care about very much so long as they're in close combat. But unfortunately, that's not currently the case. This was particularly annoying with skills like Bone Shatter, which you certainly don't want to mess with.
Oh, weird.
So we significantly buffed your chance to hit at close ranges when you don't have much accuracy. Warriors shouldn't require any accuracy investment.
Thunder no
in order
longer
to hit with
guaranteed
close range
crits.
attacks now. We also wanted to improve armor.
I don't know. Warbringer
And
seems
one of the
kind of
major
good.
weaknesses of armor is the inability to defend against elemental damage. In order to mitigate this, we're adding a lot more of the stat that allows your armor to defend against elemental damage. It's now available on items and in a lot more places on the passive tree.
Interesting, interesting. Hey, that used to be max res though, right there.
One of the
Oh,
most
boy.
important improvements we've made in 030
Oh,
is to
boy.
declunk the action and flow of shooting crossbows. You can now reload crossbows without any movement
I
penalty.
think I'm still going Kitava, but man, Warrior seems so
Not
good.
only that, all skills that can be used
I
while
liked
moving now
Warbringer
slow
too.
you for a shorter
Warbringer
amount
was
of time.
my
This
HCSSF
change
character. That was
benefits everyone,
fun.
not just crossbow skills.
I think I gotta start with
With
Smith
both
though.
of these changes put together, the run and gun playstyle feels much better.
Smith just seems like such a ridiculously good starter.
It's hard to explain how important this change is for the feel of the class.
And I really like that
the
guy
Mercenary
too.
is also a good chance to talk about how we're rebalancing to make comboing skills much better.
I love that there's no
Take
cooldown on
Shock, for
weapon
example.
swapping.
It buffs
Oh my
damage in the
gosh.
last 4 seconds right now, but that isn't really giving you enough time to take advantage of it. If you're going to add a lightning skill into a build that otherwise wouldn't use one, we need to make mechanics like this much better. So we've increased shock duration on monsters to last 8 seconds. And skills like Plasma Blast, which are intended to be good at shocking enemies, now increase the damage bonus by a lot more. You'll find changes like this all around the game. Chill now lasts 8 seconds, giving you more of a reason to weave in cold damage. Freezing skills are better at freezing. Burning
This game
skills need to
is
cause burns that
so
last
cool.
longer. But
Like
making
as
skills
it
like
is,
permafrost bolts
and,
and
but
incendiary
you
shock
can
double
see
down on
how
they're supposed to be used,
ridiculously cool
and
it's
makes
going to
using them in
be.
your build alongside other skills
Like
much more
as
likely.
time goes on. Oh my
We're
gosh,
also making
man.
sure to buff
This is why like I'm not
specific
mad
combos
that
too.
they're not adding new
The
classes
freeze
or new
explosions from
weapons
frag
because
rounds now
I
change
want to
nearby
like
enemies.
I want to try all this stuff, you know?
And using high velocity
I want to
rounds with armor
experiment
break
with
will
whatever
fragment
changes they
the
decided to
opponent's
make and the
armor.
content they decided to
This
make. And
causes
just like
monsters to take a
just
portion of
savor
high
it,
velocity
you know?
rounds damage with every subsequent hit, even tiny pellets. So that means following up with a shotgun blast is way more
This
effective.
game a D4 killer.
Now, there's a
I mean,
lot
this
more
is going to be
buffs
the
to
best
crossbow skills, but
action
for now, I'm
RPG
just
game
gonna
ever
talk
made,
about the new one
probably.
we added. The
I
mortar
don't know if it's
cannon.
going to kill other games
This
because
one
other
lets you
games
sock
have
at
their
any
place
grenade
too,
skill,
but no, this
and
is
using
like,
it will summon a cannon which loads and then
yeah,
fires
man,
the
this is
grenade
the
you
real
choose.
deal. Yeah. There's a
Another
nerf to
issue on the
AoE, really.
Mercenary were banners. They were just not very good, so we're doing a big
Interesting. I'll have to
upgrade
try it
to them.
out.
They now last longer, don't just
I mean,
appear when
you can
moving out
put
of them,
magnified effect and
we
breach
removed the Valor mechanic.
on every single
They
ability
now
if you
just give a
wanted
much
to.
more consistent
So,
and
I don't
stronger
know.
buff, and you can use them when
I
you
don't
get
know.
enough glory.
This is as good as it gets? No, this is going to get better than it is.
On which one of the main focuses was
This is
making
not as good as
various
it gets.
minion types more useful
But
to
this,
use
this
together.
is going to be the best.
Melee
and it's
minions
already
in
good
particular were just
in
not
its,
that great
the
compared
way
to
it
ranged
currently
ones.
is.
As a starting
this is
point,
not
we
as
just
good as it
straight up
will be,
removed the
no.
requirement for minions to have accuracy.
But it is awesome.
Attack minions now always hit, which makes them way better.
Just the devs are really smart and heads up with the way
Fruit's
they
got some good numeric buffs. but
make
we
this
also
stuff
added
and
a
the way
new
they
command
change
skill where
things
they do a
in
war cry that
response to how
intimidates
things are
enemies
going.
and detonates any frozen monsters and allies around you in a big cold explosion.
It's really cool. All
We've
these,
also
all
changed
these
the Frost
kind of
Mage's
different
command skill
interacting
to an ability
mechanics,
that
and
adds
they're willing to
ice
change
armor to
things
other minions,
dramatically
adding a layer of defense.
as time goes on, which is
and it makes
sweet.
them deal cold damage back to the attacker as well.
Yeah.
The ice armor also makes the minion count as frozen, so the Brute's war cry can detonate them too.
But D4 has its place. You know,
An Earth
last
was
Epoch
changed
has
to
its
work on
place.
corpses of your
and
dead skeletons.
a lot of
allowing you
times,
to
hopefully they
summon the minions
rotate
more
their
easily in
launches
boss
so you can
fights.
jam out on all of them at some point if you want to.
And they also got a new jump ability,
This is a
allowing
very
you to get
different
into
game than
combat
D4.
faster. Raise
Those little
Spectre
spikes
is
are
also
kinda
feeling
cool.
pretty weak for the spirit cost they have.
If we could just play
be
tons
honest,
and
we were a
tons and
little
tons of
afraid of these when we
PoE
first
too,
balanced
I
them.
probably would try the
We've
classes
both
at some
decreased
point,
the
but I
spirit
just like
cost for a
warrior the
large range
most.
of monsters, and will significantly increase Spectre damage too. They should feel a lot more impactful.
We'll see. First things first, gotta do a
There's also
warrior.
a lot of new spellcaster weapons with newer cult skills.
Reach gonna be hard to use with the
I'll
resolute
just talk
technique
about one of
change.
them that I thought was
Oh, so there's a
particularly
resolute technique change too. Okay,
The
what's
Reaping
that one?
Staff
Jeez
is actually a
Louise.
wicked scythe that gives you a new ability called Reap.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, I'm
When
out
an
of the
enemy
loop,
is
I
low
guess,
in
huh?
life, you can dash forward and rake enemies with the scythe.
I'm like, this will be
to
okay. It's
cover
like, oh,
instantly, healing you.
but they changed that. Like, oh, okay, well that should be fine
can
because of
also
this. Like,
inflict
oh, they
critical
changed
weakness
that
on
too.
enemies
Like,
too.
oh no.
Now,
Oh,
there's a lot
no.
of balance changes in the Witcher's Ascendancy classes, but I'll just talk about 2 of them for now.
Maybe
On the
not
Blood
then.
Mage, you were previously required to spend your first points on Sangomancy.
The armor thingy. I mean,
which
it
really
seems
was
like
supposed
it's
to be
the worst
downside
version
for
of
being
it,
able
but
to
I mean,
access the
it's
powerful
cool.
abilities on the rest of the
Lich,
class.
I'm gonna permit
In
you.
order
Can
to
you
make
link
picking the
me
Blood Mage a
the
better early
warrior
option,
change that you're
we
looking
made
at?
Sangomancy free, unlocking the power of the
I wanna
rest
see
of
what
the
you're
class
looking at.
immediately.
Look at it after this.
On the Infernalist, the Demon Form
it just
wasn't
doubles
something
your
people were really
accuracy?
using
Ew.
because you lost your weapon stats
We'll
while
see.
transformed. Well, you no longer do, so
That's
it's
really
a much
weird.
better option now.
Well, can you crit though?
On the Monk, the wind skills needed a big upgrade for sure. Staggering Palm can now stack up its duration if you use the skill multiple times in a row.
Monk does look kind
So
of
you
cool.
can keep the
Okay,
effect
you
of
can,
all
but
your
you can
skills
crit. I
throwing
mean,
out wind much more easily.
okay, interesting.
Wind Blast had the purpose of building
You
up
have to
to
download
dazing an
PoE2?
enemy.
Yeah, you are.
But dazing just wasn't worth all that
You
effort.
are.
Now it just dazes on hit, meaning a single
sure.
Wind Blast will make all your skills stun enemies more easily. Following up with Vaulting Impact on a dazed enemy previously
Definitely.
did a bunch of stun. Now it allows you to break your enemy's stance. When their stance is broken, following up with a fast attack will do way more damage. A cool build that certain people always enjoyed in PoE 1 was hand-to-hand combat. But
There's
until
no
now, we
punching
just
him down.
didn't have a real way to make it viable. Well, that changes now. The monk, as a true martial artist, now has the ability to learn the hollow palm technique.
That's
a
nuts.
keystone that lets you use all quarterstaff skills while unarmed.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
All quarterstaff attacks now have a special unarmed version.
That's crazy.
And you get further bonuses to all your attacks from
I
stacking energy
definitely
shield and evasion
want
on your
my
character.
PoE to enjoy your army. Be locked into the channel so we can play a whole lot of it, boys.
A new keystone we also added to the monk section
I
of the
love
tree
this
is
game.
Walker of the Wilds.
In its current state,
This changes
in all
mana
the
leech to
states
work
that I've
with
played so
elemental
far, it's only
damage
going to get
instead of
better.
physical,
So, yeah.
which is pretty useful for all those elemental attacks the monk has. But it works well for the ranger too.
This looks really cool.
Now, one of the least used ascendancy classes in the game is the Acolyte of Chayula.
Right. So
we
what's
knew
going
we
on
needed
here?
to make some changes here. One of the key things we had to do was make the chaos damage that the Acolyte can do much more useful. So we've added a new skill, allowing chaos damage to ignite, shock, chill, and freeze, embracing the elemental prowess of the monk in a truly chaotic fashion.
Wow.
In addition, he can make all of his chaos damage leech.
Right.
And we've buffed
That makes
into the
sense.
breach and embraced the darkness by moving the effects of the 4-point nodes into the base skills.
Ooh. Whoa, okay.
He also gains a new notable, Grasp of the Void, which leaves void illusions behind you as you dodge roll.
Wow.
If they're killed, they do massive explosions of darkness, dealing damage to everything in sight.
Interesting.
Now let's talk about Sorceress skills.
Pretty cool.
One of the things we wanted to
They
improve on
removed the
Sorc was
deepest
ability to use
deepest
multiple
tower. Yeah, they
elements
had
together more
to.
effectively.
That's insane. I was like, they're gonna have to nerf that because
Now,
every skill
this
can have
might seem
execute on it.
small,
But yeah,
but
okay.
one of the things pushing you towards
These
using
are
a
some
single
big
element
changes,
is
man.
debuffs like elemental curses, which lower resistances of a single element.
It's
In
crazy.
order to fix that, we're making quite a lot of game-wide changes to these kinds of mechanics to broaden what they apply to. So for example, there's no longer 3 curses for fire, ice, and lightning. Instead, there's just a single curse that buffs all 3 at the same time.
Interesting. Okay.
And things like Frost Bomb, which gave you cold exposure, now give
Okay.
elemental exposure. You can use
What
it to
level
buff
was
any
that?
of your other skills. There's just a single curse that
7.
buffs all 3
Okay,
at the
so
same
it's like
time.
flammability.
And
Okay.
things like Frost Bomb, which gave you cold exposure, now give elemental exposure. You can use it to buff any of your other skills. We also wanted to make switching between different weapon sets smoother, so you can use different elemental staves more effectively. To do that, we've removed the weapon switch time, and now happens instantly.
That
This
is
applies game-wide too.
so nice.
Now, we didn't just want to stop there.
That is so
we wanted
good.
to add some specific mechanics that work between
Weapon
different
swap
elements,
change,
and that's
so
where elemental
good.
infusions come in. Certain skills can now drop
I love
elemental
that.
infusions. For example, when a frost bomb explodes,
Yeah,
it
trade
leaves
can be
behind
kind
a
of
cold
crazy,
infusion on the
but you
ground.
can also just play SSF or just play it like
After picking
SSF
it up,
if you wanted to. But
you
yeah, I
can
feel
spend
you.
it on one of any number of different skills to transform how they work. Spark will create a nova of
Pseudo
cold infused
SSF.
projectiles.
Interesting.
Ice Nova will leave a chilled area on the ground. And
These
we
are some
also
big
added a new
changes for
low-level
the,
skill that fires
the
ice
elemental
shards.
casting.
Use it with cold infusion though, and the ice
That's
shards
cool.
will explode.
Yeah,
Wall of
the
Storm
infusion's
now
really cool. I'm
generates
not
lightning
like,
infusions when
you
you
know,
cast
it's
enough
not my
spells
style,
like
but it does look cool.
And that's all spells, by the way, not just lightning. Once you have one, you could cast a lightning flame wall, which adds both
Yeah,
fire
we're
and
gonna
lightning
need
damage
that
to
one,
all the
Lich, if we
projectiles
do any
that pass
fire
through it.
damage.
Or power
Sure.
up Ember Fusillade with lightning, which will generate arcs to nearby enemies as each fireball hits.
That looks awesome.
Or maybe go lightning on lightning with arc. This skill is now a projectile, and by infusing it, you can go
at
full
that.
Palpatine.
That is really cool.
Get fire infusions by blowing up monsters with living bomb. Then use them with Comet to summon a giant fire meteor from the sky.
Yeah,
Or
this
use
is
it with
huge.
Firestorm,
This
which
is so
transforms it from
cool.
a small area into a much bigger one. Firestorm is unique.
Again, I'm
when
just
it
gonna
can be
play
infused by
melee,
multiple different
but-
elements at the same
But
time.
the fact that like you can have these kind of
Add
like
an ice infusion to rain
interacting
down ice at the same
elemental
time as the
effects
fire.
and stuff, like that's so cool to have in the game.
and
Like,
add
that just
lightning to add deadly
that
strikes from the
lends
heavens
so
into the
much
mix.
like power to the creativity and
Or use a level
customization that
3
you
to
have for
generate
your
a storm that
characters.
is
So good.
truly apocalyptic.
Look at that.
Cold
That's
Snap has
awesome.
been simply turned into
you know?
Snap. Previously, you could use it to shatter ice.
And it's
but
still
now
early
it works to
access.
detonate all of the different elemental
still.
elements. And
Like
makes
all
them
these
leave behind
interactions and
infusions.
stuff. Like they've given us an idea of what they have in
And just
mind.
like how you could previously
And
use
we've
it
played
on
with
Frost
it, and
Bomb,
they've already changed
you
it
can
quite a
now
bit,
also
but
use
like
it
this
on
is just the
Orb of
beginning.
Storms and Solar Orb
It's
to
this
detonate
kind
those
of
as well.
thing. It's this kind of
Which means you can create
vision. I know
many
it's a meme,
infusions
but
at
like
once.
this is sick, dude.
We
This is
also have a
sick.
Spirit Reservation skill and a support gem to help generate them too.
Awesome.
On the passive tree, we've added
I'm not
quite a few
again.
new
I'm not like
keystones
a
to
big
the Sorceress
spellcaster
section.
person, but like
Here are
you
a
can
couple
do
of
this kind of
examples.
stuff with
The Black
melee
Flame
too.
Covenant
Like
keystone
learning how to
converts your
do
fire spells
elemental
to
damage
chaos
conversion,
and causes your ignite to
scaling
deal
that
chaos
is a
damage.
big deal too. So, don't have the rest
Your
of the classes,
fire
the
spells and knights
weapons.
also
I
turn
know, dude.
perp.
It's so crazy. But what this game
The ritual cadence keystone causes your
will
invocation
be
skills
is
to
just
trigger more
mind-blowing.
times. It makes them trigger periodically over a longer duration instead of one.
That's
Great for
cool.
those auto bomber builds.
This is huge
Now, in
updates
addition
for the
to skill
casters.
changes, we've added a lot more options.
Yeah,
to
if
the
somebody has a
passive
link
tree
for the
each
warrior
class.
stuff, let me know. We'll permit you, and then I'll look at it after
There are more than
this.
100 new notables on the tree.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Usually
excited to
around
play my
20 per
5th warrior
class,
as
along
well.
with
Yeah,
smaller clusters as well. Check out the old version,
right there with you, bro.
and here's the new version. It's a lot more dense, and there's more interesting
there
nodes
with
than
you.
before.
That's crazy.
Now, we probably can't go through too many of these in the live stream, so I'll just show you one from each class's area of
5th
the tree.
warrior logging in, bro.
We tried to be a lot more
Yep.
thematic with the new nodes. So, for example, the Molten One's Gift. It lets the benefit of armor break apply to your fire damage.
Very good.
Or
Very
how
nice.
about Last Stand, which gives you lots of stats as your
Also very
situation
cool.
becomes more and more desperate.
Also very cool.
A lot of these have themes aligning with ascendancy classes.
Ever plan to play
Like for the
SSF? I
Gemling
did it a little
Legionnaire, for
bit in
example. You have crystallized immunities, which makes
The
you immune to
HCSSF
different
has on a
status
Warbreaker.
ailments,
That was pretty
depending on
fun.
which support gem color you have socketed the most.
Is this the warrior stuff?
Another
was
ascendancy
fun.
class
I
aligned
think I might do
notable
trade
is
first,
Sanguimatic
though.
Rituals. It allows arcane surges to generate life instead of mana,
Thanks.
unlocking that support gem to be used with the Blood Mage Ascendancy. In the Sork area, you'll find these Archon nodes that allow you to convert all of your elemental damage to a specific element.
This is
You
wild.
become a Lightning Archon when you spend enough mana.
SSF is a cool
Afterwards,
idea,
all
though.
Your skills
I
will
think
be
I'll start
converted
with
to
trade,
lightning,
though.
and you will do extra lightning damage as well. We have ones for cold and fire too, with different triggers.
It just depends, you know.
Here's another cool one. Elemental Practitioner
how
gives
much
crit
time we have to
bonuses
play
if you've triggered a
PoE,
skill
you know?
recently, while also making crits generate more energy for triggers.
We'll see.
Or maybe you'd like the Great Boar. It gives you a reason to stack dexterity to make you tougher.
That kind of
giving a bonus
pisses
to
me off
life
a little
and
bit,
stun
honestly.
threshold.
You get life
Or the Cunning
and
Fox.
stun
It
threshold
straight up gives you 5% quality to all
for
your
dex.
gems.
That kind of
Now,
pisses me
another
off
major
just a little
change is
bit.
attribute requirements. We felt like players probably had a few too many nodes and attributes and not enough
Just
of
a little
interesting
bit.
passives. So we lowered attribute requirements by 25% across the board.
'Cause what does strength get? They get
That means you'll
strength
have
just
more
gets
points to
straight
spend on
nerfed.
interesting notables
But we'll just
rather
have to
than
see if
just
it's
needing to
good.
allocate more strength, dex, and int.
Kind of annoying.
Now there are way more changes than just these. These
That's
are just some
kinda
of the
nerfed,
cool
really?
ones we wanted to show off.
Dude, they
But
just
I'd say
nerfed
that's
everything
just
that I
about
like.
enough for now. We're not even half done yet.
Everything that
So
I'm
I
thinking
think
about
it's
doing,
time
you're
we
like,
talk about
actually,
the
they
League,
nerfed that. I'm like,
the Rise
okay,
of the
well,
Abyssal.
I'll take a
And to
look
do
at
that,
it and
I'd like
we'll
to hand things
adjust.
over to Mark.
We'll see.
As you just saw,
All right, I'm gonna pause it here so I can go pee real quick. But yeah, so they nerfed Sunder, they nerfed Giant's Blood, they nerfed Smith, they nerfed Reach, they nerfed AoE. Why are they nerfing Warrior so hard? Like, Warrior's like a meme. Like, I don't know. I like Warrior, and I'm gonna play Warrior anyway, because that's how I roll. But yeah, that's kind of wild that they nerfed it so hard. I'll be right back real quick, and we'll keep watching. Here we go. All right. Why are they nerfing Warrior, bro? Because they know we can handle it.
even though there are major changes
They
to the
know we can
campaign for this
take it.
update,
I'll
we want
look
to
at the
make sure
warrior
that
changes after
every
this.
time you come back for an expansion, each area feels different with something
Thanks,
extra
looks good,
going
okay.
on.
But if they nerf
It is
Smith, then I
really
might have to
important
adjust
to
my
make
plan.
sure your experience
And
when
Jekyll, thanks for the
returning
raid,
between
bro.
expansions is
man.
fresh and filled with new content. And the way we did this was through
All right,
leagues.
all right.
Every expansion we make has a league,
This is cool.
which not only has a fresh economy, but also has new content exclusively available in that league. So, let's delve into the details of what Path of Exile 2's first official league is bringing to the table.
Okay, I got the ascendancy changes
The
pulled up right
Abyssal
now.
are
I'll
a
take a look
race
at
that
them in a
have
minute.
mastery of forbidden magics and necromancy.
Abyss
They
is
were
one of my
thought to
favorite
be
leagues,
extinct,
or
but
favorite
have
things
merely
to
been
do in
biding their
normal
time
PoE1,
underground.
so this is cool.
You first encounter signs of the Abyssal in Clairfell, where you discover that during the night, weaker members of the Undead Legion have been attacking the encampment. The townsfolk require your help to investigate
Talk
where
about
the
Nerf
monsters
Warrior
are
in
coming
Path
from
of Exile
and
2.
put a stop to their attacks.
Out there, ancient creatures, lurking beneath the surface.
Mortimer,
As you
actual
proceed
Mortimer.
through Rayclast, you'll find fissures in the earth connected
this
to
game,
larger
Boogie Boy.
pits. The monsters normally inhabiting the area are being affected by it, harmed by it even, having their souls eaten to strengthen the Abyssal underground.
This is cool.
As you defeat the monsters, the fissure
think it
closes
looks
and
good,
Abyssal
too.
emerge, angered by you
freaky.
killing their food.
I don't want to see what it looks
Once
like on
all
your
those
V-map,
fissures
too.
have been sealed, the pit activates, and more Abyssal pour out. This is where the larger and more dangerous monsters reveal themselves, as hordes of Abyssal spew out from the
Bone
pit
Shatter
to
those
take your
fools,
soul.
man. What are you doing? How are you not playing Bone Shatter?
If you kill a magic pack, then magic Abyssal arise. If you kill a rare,
'Cause it wouldn't
then a
look cool
rare
for the
monster
video.
will emerge from the pit, having
Totem player-
absorbed
yeah,
some
totems look
or
nuts
all of
for
its
Warbringer.
modifiers for itself. This means the monsters emerging will generally be more difficult.
I don't think that's what I want to
and
do,
more
but we'll see.
rewarding, as each modifier gives better rewards. If you are
Tanking
able
that
to kill
stuff.
them all, the pit will seal shut. As each pit is closed,
Tanking
it
them.
reveals a potential reward. Abyssal troves will rise up out of the pits, allowing you to get some epic loot.
Those are good animations. I like those.
Areas often contain
Yeah.
many pits, with many fissures, and the amount goes up as you progress through the game, getting more intense.
Love it. Love
It
it.
doesn't stop there.
Spawn
When
more
monster mods are
mobs,
absorbed,
make it
they
crazy, I
have a
love
chance
that.
to become infused with the dark necromancy, transforming them into abyssal modifiers.
I love it.
For
Leap
example,
Bone Shatter.
you defeat this monster with the mana siphoner
Clear these
modifier.
fools out.
Their soul
Don't
is
make
eaten
me
by
go
the
Titan
pit,
again, bro.
And a rare monster
Don't make me get on
emerges.
my Titan.
The mana siphoner modifier has transformed into soul siphoner.
Quit playing with
and
me,
is
man.
now amplified in danger.
Don't
and
make me
rewarded.
log in Titan League Start on these fools. I might have to,
Abyssal
huh?
pits also interact with other monsters and mechanics. If you defeat a rogue exile that's
Might
near
have
one,
to.
it'll be revived as a Lichborn that has multiple abyssal modifiers.
That is so cool.
Lichborn exiles even have their own unique jewel they can drop, if you are lucky enough to encounter
Yeah,
and
that
kill
is so
them.
awesome. So it's
If an
definitely going
abyss
to be
spawns
like,
near a boss, killing it
Put
will
that on your-
summon
on
a
your atlas,
gigantic giga larvae creature.
what the heck is that? Oh
Monsters imprisoned in essences near abyssal pits are affected by the abyss too. They will come with an additional new essence item that can be used to craft your items.
I love it.
So, that's your bread and butter of the Abyssal League.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Kill surface-dwelling monsters, kill the emerging Abyssal,
Yep,
close
get
the
loot.
fissures,
Yep.
overcome pit encounters, and reap the rewards.
Sweet. So cool.
There's a lot more to this league, however.
Yeah, it sounds
As
good
you
though.
complete abysses, you can find ancient pieces of bone,
Yes.
preserved from the remains of fallen Lich
Battle
Bone.
the heck out of mobs on top of the
These
abysses.
are one of the many rewards
Power
for
'em
your
up,
mission
get
to
more
seal
stuff.
the pits.
So good.
You can use this on a rare item to imbue it with abyssal magic, adding a
much those are
special
worth?
hidden modifier to your item.
Like a veiled,
But how
veiled
do you
exalt,
reveal
isn't
it?
It's kind of a big deal.
In Act 2 of the campaign, you'll encounter a new area.
Depends on how common they are, I guess,
This
huh?
area is
They're
overrun
powerful.
by the Abyssal and the Lost Men.
Depends on how common they are.
After clearing through this area, you'll
I wonder if
find
there's
the Well
specific
of
suffixes
Souls,
and prefixes.
a giant cavity with
Probably.
a massive vortex of souls swirling beneath you.
See.
So how do you reveal the mods on your Abyssal-infused items? Obviously, just throw them in, right? Yes, that's exactly what you do.
Eat it in there.
Before throwing it in, you are given
So
the
that
option
has
of
a
how
suffix
you want
and
to
a prefix
transform it,
available.
in the form of a choice of 3 different modifiers.
So the fizz accuracy is
Once
prefix.
you've
Those
chosen
are
your
all
desired
prefixes.
mod, throw it in, where it will
Okay.
absorb the power of the souls, and the ominous creature will then retrieve it for you.
What if it's always
These
like that?
modifiers can be ones from the core mod pool, all the way through to specialized modifiers that cannot normally appear in
Ugh.
items. During the campaign, you can use it as a way to more easily add useful existing mods, but during the endgame, there is a whole set of new and powerful mods you can add to your items.
Cool.
Like this mod for crossbows, that allows you to place an additional ballista totem.
Like special ones, huh?
Or this one that adds spirit to your staff. Or this one that
Okay.
allows you to generate more combo with your quarterstaff skills.
Huh.
And speaking of endgame, you can also use the system to craft Waystones. With a preserved vertebrae fused into your Waystones, you can get some new modifiers that push difficulty and rewards to new heights. Here are some examples
You gotta
of
be able
those
to do that
mods.
in your hideout at some point.
You always get a choice of 3, so you can avoid anything you don't think your character is capable of. With this modifier, the natural inhabitants of the area are all spawned near abysses.
So
And
cool.
there are up to 9 additional abyssal pits in the area,
So
making
cool.
it just a full-on abyss ruckus.
That is so fun.
Or this one, which causes the final abyssal pit in the area to
Oh my gosh,
always
man, this is
result
gonna
in
be
a
so much
boss
fun.
encounter. Be it either one underground
gonna be so
or
much
one that
fun, man.
emerges out.
Oh my
There are
gosh.
dozens of these Waystone modifiers in total you can
You
get from
cannot
this
just
craft.
sleep 8 days until this comes
That
out.
covers the new
That's
crafting
that's
mechanic.
the tricky part.
So what's left? Well, we talked about how when closing pits you can get abyssal troves, but sometimes when closing an abyss, you'll reveal an
Like,
underground
I'm down to do
cavern
like
that
practice
leads to the
campaign
abyssal
runs, but it's like
depths.
things are gonna change so much, you know?
After jumping into the depths, you'll find
Topper,
an
good to see you,
abyssal
man.
city, swarming with legions
Thank you
of the
so much,
undead.
dude. And big flex for you. Pumps up
When
105 months, man.
every
Oh my
single
goodness.
rare abyssal enemy will have an abyssal modifier.
These changes are weird. Yeah, they're a little bit more like
And at the
PoE1.
end of the dungeon, you'll even find a rare with a more powerful Lichborn modifier.
That's cool.
Once you're able to defeat this powerful rare, you can also find some nice rewards. Aside from the entire area being
This
valuable
build looks
due
kind
to
of
the
nuts.
abyssal modifiers on the monsters,
These look kind of
has
like
its own
T16 maps,
specific
right?
drops
There's
too.
like a guy who spawns in and does like a big beam.
one example is a set of lineage
know,
supports
Is
that
these-
can
is
rarely
it
be found in
T16?
these
Yeah.
depths, like
T17?
Kurgel's Leash.
Like
This
Shaper,
support
whoever
empowers
shows up,
both you
beaming you
and your
down.
minions when you command them,
That's crazy.
granting unholy might to you both. Another depth-specific outcome is a set of omen-like items that amplify your abyssal crafting.
Like,
Additionally, we're adding some new socketables that can drop from the abyssal depths. Take Ullaman's Gaze, which can be socketed into your armor. These are a bit special in that you can only have one equipped at a time, but give some pretty powerful
those are
effects.
definitely, that one's not good for me at all.
Think of them as almost a unique socketable
Those
for
are,
your
those are like,
equipment.
those are like evasion gear.
In the endgame,
For sure.
where you can still find depths,
Also nerf Perfect
you
Strike,
also
yeah.
start to find a different type of
We'll be
underground
fine,
chamber.
but yeah.
In these areas,
That's
you'll
alright.
find an ancient spire. A
Makes the
device
game a little
being
bit more
used
like
by
it's supposed
commanders
to
of
be,
the
I guess.
Abyssal
A little bit
factions
more of a tough fight.
to
That's
plunge
okay.
Rayclast into a lightless void.
It'll be really fun.
Your goal is simple.
Remember, bro,
Kill this commander and destroy the spire.
we had fun in the very beginning of PoE with Warrior in the state it was.
There are
We're
4
gonna be fine.
bosses in the Abyss League, and there are some
But yeah, I feel
pretty
you.
cool uniques available from
They nerfed a lot of stuff. It's okay. It's gonna be a
An
whole
example is
new
this
game.
belt, Darkness
Be a lot of fun.
Enthroned. It has 2 sockets.
Yeah, I found a lot of
But
those
hold
belts
on,
back in
socketables
PoE1.
don't work on belts. Well, this belt has a special mod that allows it to count as a different slot
Hmm.
for the purpose of socketables. This one,
for it,
for
man.
example, counts as a helmet. I kind of want one that counts as a body armor. I wonder how rare that one is.
Warrior forever. Yup.
You can also find this
Yup.
unique jewel, Undying Hate. This jewel transforms part of your passive skill tree into an abyssal version,
That's
and
cool.
has multiple depths. The deeper it goes, the more of your passive tree is affected, allowing you to fulfill your fantasy of becoming part Abyssal Lich.
Interesting.
Now, the last thing that Abyssal commanders can drop is a Finger of the Lich. But what use do you have with a
you're right,
random
it
undead
is.
finger? Well, the next time
I'm
you
trying,
return to
bro.
the
I'm
Well
trying
of
to keep it
Souls
together.
with the finger in your inventory, your character
still
will
got,
almost
like,
feel
over a week, but yeah.
compelled. To do what, though, you might ask? To jump in. The items you threw in came back more powerful, right? So, what's the worst that could happen? Well, you will just have to find that one out for
You
yourself.
fight a boss and then you get to identify items
Along
anywhere.
with the introduction of Act
That's
4
what I hope happens.
and the interlude, we will be adding 25 new
Like you
in-game
can
maps.
unveil them anywhere.
These maps will contain all the new
That's gonna
monsters
be
and
sick,
bosses
dude.
we're
It's
adding,
gonna be awesome.
improving variety and giving you opportunities to experience the new boss fights many
Gotta
times.
figure out what we're gonna do for the
Let's
week
take
to
a
go.
look at some examples.
Play some WoW.
Rock Pools is a map where you explore
Chill.
a shallow rocky coastline, surrounded by coral and filled with sirens. At the end is a giant Goblin King boss, ready to eat Sulfite and squish you like a bug.
Those
Holton
full-grown
is an
people or those
Ezomite
little
township
guys?
which has seen better days. Explore and clear the township to find a gothic, Reaper-like boss with the ability to manipulate storms and fry you with both lightning
Probably
and wither
full-grown
you
people.
with
That'd be a little
chaos.
bit too much.
Given some of the new bosses added are a bit more epic, such as the Act boss and final bosses of each interlude part,
Got one-shotted.
it would be a bit of a waste to just use them as regular map bosses.
There's two.
Instead, we'll be adding
dual
some
boss
new
fights at
mechanics to
least.
the Atlas that use them. These start appearing pretty fast into the endgame and will help bridge the gap until you do your pinnacle bosses.
Cool.
In the desert biome, you can encounter a wild sandstorm. 3 maps around the sandstorm contain a device you must activate.
That is
Upon
kind of
doing
interesting.
this, the sandstorm's magic is disrupted, revealing the map inside and allowing you to access it.
It's gonna be kind of
and
annoying
find
if like the maps
cause.
are like in a way that you can't access them all.
This presents itself in the form
See.
of a boss, similar to the existing Citadel bosses.
It is pretty grody, yeah.
This
Like it reminds
boss
me of
is a
Tryndamere,
Faradin Swordmaster,
like the
who has
Sultan
been blessed
Tryndamere or
with the
whatever.
power of a time gem, allowing him to take his swordsmanship to the next level by replicating himself, maneuvering rapidly, and severing the fabric of time itself with his powerful slashes.
Dang, okay.
In the water biome, you'll encounter a giant maelstrom,
Kind of crazy.
where one of the maps surrounding the water biome connects to it, but the connection is obscured. You must run the maps nearby, hoping to find a beacon, which will remove the maelstrom and reveal the connection to that map.
Okay, cool.
Another example is this Vaal vault in
As
the
long as it's like
mountain
at the
biome.
end boss or whatever.
But how do we get
That's
inside?
kind of cool.
Running the adjacent maps to it will yield a key, which you can then use to gain access to this vault. Or, you could just trade for one, I guess.
Oh.
Use the key to dispel the powerful force field surrounding
How do you
it,
get the key?
leading to the Vaal Elite and their rewards. Another example is this Vaal vault in the mountain biome. But how do we get inside? Running the adjacent maps to it will yield a key,
Okay.
which you can then use to gain access to this vault. Or, you could just trade for one, I guess.
That means you could sell the keys
Use
for a
the
little bit
key
of
to
cash money
dispel
too,
the
probably.
powerful force field surrounding it, leading to the Vaal Elite and their rewards inside.
If you didn't really want to run it
These all
yourself.
contain Uber versions of the Act 4 boss, and the bosses at the end of each part of the interlude.
Oh wow, okay.
And each have their own exclusive drop pool of new Lineage supports.
Well, you
which,
might
as
want them
Jonathan
supports,
spoke
huh?
about earlier, are powerful support gems that modify
Yeah,
your
probably
skills in
worth running.
pretty crazy ways.
We'll see.
As an example of a Lineage support which can come from the Faradin Swordmaster mentioned earlier, we have Garo Khan's Resolve, which
Bifurcates.
causes your critical strikes to fork, but requires some mobility on your part to properly enable. From the boss sealed in the Vaal Vault, we have Paquate's Pact, which supports your war cries,
Fork,
causing
by
them to
fork, they
inflict
mean that in a
massive amounts of
numerical
corrupted
sense,
blood. The
where it
Lineage
can, like,
support which can
crit
come from the
itself or
Faradin
something?
Swordmaster mentioned earlier,
Right?
we have the Lineage support which can come from the Faradin
Bifurcate
Swordmaster
critical hit
mentioned
chance.
earlier.
It doesn't mean fork like your attack forks. It means like, okay. They love this, like, yeah, bifurcate critical hit chance. Like, it can crit, and then the crit can crit.
We have Garo Khan's Resolve, which causes your critical strikes to fork,
Right?
but requires some mobility on your part to properly enable. From the boss sealed in the Vaal
Interesting.
Vault, we have Paquate's Pact, which
Bro.
supports your war cries.
Bro. The no cooldown Warcry Warbringer with this thing? Bro. Don't you already have Corrupted Blood support, though? It inflicts 5 Corrupted Blood debuffs. Maybe if you don't have Corrupting Cry anymore, it's this thing now.
Causing them
know.
to inflict massive amounts of corrupted blood at the cost of your own life.
Yeah, but you have probably
Additionally,
good regen as a
some maps
Warbringer.
can now spawn summoning circles. A
They can crit
room
warriors too
resembling
expensive?
an Ezomite
Yeah.
hinge. Activating this hinge will spawn bosses.
It's tough.
It's as simple as that. We'll also be making changes to how affixes and waystones work. As the current prefixes equals good,
We'll see,
suffixes
we'll see.
equals bad, iteration isn't quite hitting the mark. We tried something new here in Path of Exile 2, but after seeing the feedback we decided we actually liked what we had in Path of Exile 1 more. Like Path of Exile 1, each affix will now be both difficult and rewarding.
I mean, I guess that's...
Waystone mods now
that's fine,
grant
I
an
guess.
increase to the number of waystones dropped, and an additional specific upside attached to
I'm
it.
not mad about that, I guess.
This means as
down
you
to give
roll
it a
your
try.
map, they will continue to get more difficult and more rewarding,
Rolling
and
maps is
allow
not
you
my
to
favorite thing in
customize the
PoE, but
difficulty and
whatever.
rewards of your maps better.
Probably just need to get over that and do
For
a
example,
better job of it.
the Frostbitten mod, which causes enemies to deal cold damage,
I want to run some
also
maps,
increases
dude.
the rarity of items dropped as its
I want to
upside.
run some maps.
Whereas the of Venom suffix modifier, which causes enemies to poison on hit, has
Ew.
the upside of granting increased pack size. Some maps will end up having a lot of rarity, some a lot of pack size, and others will just have a mixture of everything.
You have a strong character, man.
Due to now having more modifiers granting difficulty, we will of course be reducing the difficulty per modifier to account for this.
Okay.
So,
Gonna need to have some
that's your
strong
Atlas,
characters.
maps, and Waystones. But what about Breach, Ritual, Pinnacle content, and others of the sort? We're making some changes around this too.
Interesting.
The first change is that you'll now be able to invest 2 points into your specific League Atlas trees before having to run the Pinnacle content.
That's interesting.
There will be a specific objective for each
for
type of
free?
content which grants you those points. For example, in the case of Delirium,
They
it's
love
simple.
this attack.
You just need to find and kill one of the bosses in a map.
I'm not convinced.
Omniphobia or
It looks cool, but
Cosus.
I'm not really convinced.
The rest of the points for each content come from the Pinnacle
They really
content.
seem to want it to
But
be
we're
good.
making some changes to accessibility here too.
They're all suffix
Currently,
now.
access
yeah.
to most Pinnacle content requires the same key at the easiest and most difficult version of the content.
They're also all
This
prefixes
creates
now.
a negative feeling where at lower difficulties, instead of wanting to run the content, you're often better off just selling it to someone who can run it at maximum difficulty.
That's what I was doing.
To address this, each content will now drop splinters, which will not form into singular items. Instead of using the singular combined item in the realm gate, you can now just bring your splinters. Upon inserting the splinters into the realm gate, an interface will appear, allowing you to pick your difficulty, and you'll notice each difficulty has a different entry cost. This means if you want to run easier difficulties, it costs less, which also allows you to run this content much sooner into the endgame.
Okay.
Because these encounters now just require splinters, their corresponding Atlas tree no longer affects the difficulty of them, and has been
Oh.
changed to purely affect the content and maps on the Atlas.
Oh.
The Arbiter of Ash works a bit differently.
Interesting.
Instead of requiring splinters, he
This is
still
new to me.
needs crisis fragments. We now have only two difficulties of the Arbiter. The first, requiring the existing fragments obtained from citadels.
Okay.
The second, Uber Arbiter, requires calamity fragments. These come from citadel bosses also, but only once you've allocated the maximum number of points in your boss Atlas tree,
Oh.
ensuring those citadels are at their highest difficulty level.
Hey, that's cool.
Since we're talking about Pinnacle content,
Well, that's very
we
interesting.
also felt that the leveling curve in the late game was a bit too steep. We've smoothed this out a bit so that it's easier to get to the mid-90s.
Oh, wow.
We've also added some
I felt
new
like it was
in-game
already
unique items. Let's
Not too bad to
take a
get to the
look at a
mid-90s,
couple.
then it gets difficult. Interesting. So,
Thunderfist is a pair of gloves that grants crackling palm,
interesting.
a skill
so
which
easier to level
empowers your
now?
unarmed attacks, granting the ability to call down the storms themselves on enemies you hit.
Yeah, Auction
Put
House is still on a
simply,
website, but you can
Literally
trade with
every
people.
monster you hit with
when
your
they're
unarmed
offline
skills
now.
will be struck by powerful lightning.
That's kind of cool.
Pair this with the aforementioned hollow palm
I guess give it
technique
this gear
to
to show the
embrace your
showcase some
true
damage?
unarmed prowess in combat.
No, they usually have characters with really
Another
bad
unique
gear
we're adding is Henekura's Sight.
on purpose.
Equip this amulet to be granted the
So you can
power
show
of
like,
the Mother
like
of Death herself.
combat gameplay.
This
rather
is
than just, like,
reflected by
one-shotting.
granting you a skill called Foresight.
Here.
While you have Foresight, your dodge roll no longer avoids hits.
Right.
But instead, being hit while dodge rolling restores you to full life and makes you unable to die for a brief period of time. You'll notice when this does occur, a copy of your character appears and takes the full damage. This is you seeing that future, as if you hadn't been wearing the amulet.
Oh, dang.
Ultimately, your in-game experience should
Huh.
be more streamlined, with new content to find.
Interesting.
You'll be able to invest in your Atlas trees sooner, engage with Pinnacle content faster,
Yeah,
have less
it's unlimited,
FOMO
right?
running said
Not
Pinnacle
on Uber, though,
content,
right?
reach higher levels easier, and do all of that while finding many new chase in-game items.
Oh, okay.
Talking
I actually
about
kind of like
finding
that it was a
items
little
is
tough
one
to
thing,
get to high level.
But what about crafting
But
them?
okay, that's fine.
we've taken a step back and looked at some of our crafting systems to make some notable improvements.
But I mean, if you can get even higher
Let's
level,
start
that's
with
kind of fun, I
essences,
guess, right?
which suffered from an issue where the
We'll see how that
regular
feels.
essences were effectively useless and didn't give players the tools or excitement
But I kind
that
of
a
like that you're
crafting
not
system should provide.
I don't feel like I have
To
to
alleviate
sell
these
my
concerns,
stuff.
essences
You
are
just run
being
it
changed
just
in a
because you
few
have it.
ways.
That's cool, I guess.
Firstly, they're being changed to function like regals and add
I guess
specific
you can.
modifiers
Can you still sell
with
splinters?
specific values,
Probably.
meaning you
wanted
know
to.
exactly what you're going to get. We found that players were often bottlenecked by regal orbs when crafting in the campaign, so this helps to fill that gap, allowing you to better upgrade your items.
Yeah.
For example,
Lesser essences
this lesser
upgraded
essence
to
of
rare.
flames,
Great.
which will be able to add a flat
That's
amount
nice.
of fire damage to
Yeah.
your magic martial weapons.
Great.
Secondly, we're adding many more tiers. That lesser essence of flames, for example, has a regular variant and a greater variant too, adding even more fire damage with each
Ooh.
upgrade.
Cool.
The intention
Nice.
of this is so that when you find one early on, you don't worry about holding on to it till later to use on a higher level item.
Great.
You should feel free to use them as they come to get powerful upgrades during the campaign.
Awesome. Really like that.
Lastly, our highest tier of essences, now called
Haste.
perfect essences,
So like
will function like a
20%,
chaos orb instead of a regal.
25%
So
in
it will
mastery
replace
compass
one of the
and
modifiers
verse.
on your rare items with the specified mod. Such as this
Removes
perfect
a
essence of
random.
flames.
Whoa.
You'll notice this one doesn't just add flat fire damage like the ones before it. The perfect essences often give something a bit different, with some opportunities to be pretty
Extra
damn
as.
powerful. There
Wow.
are many different essences, each with many tiers,
Extra
covering many of
as.
the more core modifiers you'd want on items early on, through to chase specialized
What
ones for
attack?
endgame.
Was he using Earth Shatter that fast?
Speaking of endgame, we really wanted to expand our crafting options for late in-game crafting
That was
projects.
two-handed Earth Shatter. That
You
was-
might have noticed that at endgame, you get
Banging.
way too many transmutes. Wouldn't it be nice if some of those didn't drop, but instead you got something a little more powerful? At higher levels, you can now find Greater Orb of Transmutation and Perfect Orb of Transmutation. These can be used on normal items to upgrade them to magic, ensuring that the modifier generated is of a minimum level.
Hey,
This is similar to how you find higher tier items on the ground.
That's
but for
nice.
crafting.
that's new to me
These
too.
higher tiers will also exist for Orb of
That's
Augmentation,
nice.
Regal Orb,
Wow.
Exalted Orb, and Chaos Orb,
Oh, that's
meaning
sick.
you can get all of the orbs required to take your item from normal
Hey, that's
rarity
awesome. Then
to
you
a
just
fully
take.
completed rare
Eventually, you
with
just
guaranteed
take
high
the
tier
lower
mods.
ones off your filter.
On top of
That's
these
great.
new core crafting currencies,
Cool.
we wanted to make sure there are powerful crafting bases to use them on. Now in endgame, you can start to find exceptional items. These are items that drop at
28%.
normal rarity and are perfect for your from-scratch crafting projects.
Wow. Okay. Just
They can come with
Yeah,
extra
you
quality.
just take everything
up to
off your filter
30%,
except for the
or an additional socket
highest
to use your
tier of
crafting
the
socketables
stuff,
in.
and then the
And
perfect
yes,
stuff.
They can be corrupted for yet another socket.
Oh my gosh! Until you're, you know,
You
like maybe when
can
you're
also
Giga
get
Juice.
exceptional unique items.
Wow.
To add even
That's
further
fun.
to your crafting arsenal,
Putting those loot
we've
filters
added
to
a
work
whole
late game.
suite
I
of
like
new
that.
omens to ritual content, and removed some of the more unimpactful ones that weren't being used.
Great.
Some of the new omens include the Omen of the Ancients, which will cause your next Orb of Chance to not destroy the item, but generate a random unique of the same class. Or the Omen of Sanctification, which is my new favorite.
Sanctify it.
This will cause your next Divine Orb used on a rare item to re-roll the values of its modifiers, allowing it to exceed the normal minimum and maximum
Oh,
values,
Dang.
raising the ceiling on the new most powerful rare items in the game.
Are you kidding me?
This
can you-
omen will also cause
you
your
then
item
corrupt
to
it
become
afterwards?
sanctified. Sanctified items cannot be crafted, just like corrupted ones. So
Oh.
consider carefully when you use this.
Okay, so it's just that
Another
corruption.
is the
Okay,
Omen
wow.
of Chaotic Monsters, which will cause your next Chaos Orb to
a
reroll
big daddy.
all modifiers on a Waystone, allowing you to fix your maps if you get some
Oh, this game is gonna be so good. Oh my god. Oh, dude, this is so insane, man.
modifiers that are not feasible for your build.
Oh my gosh.
Besides these examples,
Hold on,
there
what
is
is
a
that you do?
huge
I
variety
like
of
that.
new
Does it
omens
just
for you
reroll
to
the whole dang
discover
map when it
in
has all that
ritual
minus
encounters
max res and stuff?
that are not feasible for your build. You to fix your maps if you get some modifiers you to fix your maps if you get some modifiers that are not feasible for your build.
Nice.
Besides these examples,
Sorry, I want to read that
there
one more
is you
time.
to fix your map next chaos item to become sanctified.
The sanctified thing is ridiculous.
Sanctified items cannot be crafted.
This is so crazy,
just
man.
like corrupted ones.
Yeah, safe
so
corruption,
consider
exactly.
carefully when you use this.
Who's gonna tell him that it
Another
wasn't
is the
socketed
omen
when he
of chaotic
sanctified it?
monsters,
Who's gonna tell him?
Which will cause your next chaos orb to reroll all modifiers on a Waystone, allowing you to fix your maps if you get some modifiers that are not feasible for your build.
Dude, this is so crazy, man.
Besides
is
these
so crazy.
examples, there is a huge variety
we're
of
gonna
new
stay on
omens for you to
schedule, but we're gonna be
discover
playing
in
a
your
lot of
ritual
this.
encounters. With the release of Act 4,
My
notably
goodness.
taking place in the Kardori archipelago, you'll be able to now find
This
a new
is
currency
crazy,
item,
man.
Henikora's Lock. Henikora, the Kardori goddess of death, has the power of foresight and is able to see many futures,
-1D. No,
including the outcome of your next
I can
craft.
guarantee you that item,
So,
the sanctified
imbuing
thing,
her
is
lock
worth
onto an
more than a
item
divine.
gives you that same power too. For example, you'll know whether or not to use an exalted orb on your item, as you will know exactly what the outcome is. So, with all these new crafting improvements, it's safe to say you're going to be making some epic items,
Yeah, I'll say.
and not necessarily just ones for yourself. So given that, it's time to talk about a massive
This
one.
is really cool.
Trade. It's finally here. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, me and Jenny
Fully
talked through the story of her books,
asynchronous
yeah.
trade. Over the years, the way players trade with each other in Path of Exile 1 has morphed from
pre-orders
using
are
the
up?
forums through to
For
the
the
in-game
third one,
chat,
exclamation mark SOW.
all the way through to using the website. These systems, in all their iterations, work for a while.
Yeah, Jenny's book
but
is
with
available
each
now.
iteration, new problems.
Pre-order.
Over the years, the way players trade with each other in Path of Exile 1 has morphed from using the forums through to the in-game chat, all the way through to using the website.
This
These
is huge.
systems, in all their iterations,
I need to see
work
exactly
for a
how it
while,
works, though.
But with each iteration, new problems eventually reveal themselves. Be it requiring you to be in your hideout too much instead of
Yeah.
out there killing monsters, or never getting responses from people who are
This
either
is so
AFK
good, man.
or just can't be bothered.
Bro,
In order to finally
this is
solve
so
this,
good.
and this has been a long time coming,
Yeah.
we're adding a new system that allows you to buy items from other players without requiring the seller to be present.
You can just go run some
They can
maps, people
continue
just come over there and buy your stuff.
killing monsters, AFK as they
nice.
please,
Oh, a little
and can
a
even be
little pop
offline.
up when you get your sale too.
With the
So
introduction
nice.
of King's March in Act 4, you will
So good.
encounter Ange, assistant to Rog in the
So good,
Meridian
man.
Free Traders Company. Over the last 2 decades or so, since Path of Exile 1's storyline, Faustus has handed down his knowledge and expertise to Ange, and she is now ready to take over his business.
Okay.
If you have a hideout unlocked already, you can immediately invite her there.
Great.
If you don't have a hideout yet,
We'll
you
get
will
you
need
one.
to acquire one. You can do this
We'll
by
get you
completing
one.
a quest to defeat one of the bosses inhabiting an island in Act 4,
Oh, great.
allowing you then to take a slice of it for yourself, making it your new home and base of operations.
Nice.
Once invited to your hideout,
Beautiful.
she will now serve as operating your currency exchange.
Has been a solution
but
for years,
also
yeah.
serve as the figurehead.
This is
in
one of the
your new
questions that I was
trading
annoying
empire.
Jonathan about
So,
at the summit.
how does this new system work? In the existing trade system, you would list items for sale in premium stash tabs. And then when someone wanted one, you'd have to take it out for yourself and trade it to them.
Did that for a while.
Now, instead of using those, you can give your items to Ange so she can sell them for you.
Oh.
Each item must have a price set.
Oh.
The prices are set using in-game currency items, such as Exalted Orbs or
So
Chaos Orbs.
nice.
Once a price is set, other players will be
So
able to find the
nice.
item by searching for it on the trade website. Once a desired item has been found, you can hit a button, which will instantly teleport your character in-game to their hideout. Then, you can immediately purchase the item. And while there,
So
if you
nice.
want, browse their other goods,
You have to be
in
fast.
case there's a good deal someone else hasn't yet discovered. You'll notice that as a buyer, on top of the currency the seller set for the price, it
Yeah.
also costs gold to
But,
purchase
like
an
hardly
item,
anything though.
as Ange has bills to pay after all.
Yeah, hardly anything.
As a seller, you'll immediately receive a notification when an item of yours is sold, and can also see an effect above Ange in your hideout when she has unclaimed currency.
So nice. Log
Just
in
go talk
for the
to her,
morning.
claim your currency,
Get
and
all
continue
your
playing at your
currency.
leisure.
Oh man.
As many people
Yeah, I think
already
things are gonna
acquired
sell,
premium stash
like,
tabs
good
for
items
the
are gonna
purpose
sell
of the
fast,
trade system, we
which is
wanted
kind of
to
like
add a way
FOMO
for you to
for
convert
you,
your existing
trying to
tabs
buy good
to
stuff.
merchants tabs.
But
If
we'll
you
see how it
want.
goes.
You can do that here on the website, but only if you purchase those tabs before the release of the third edict.
Oh.
To clarify, the existing trade system will remain fully intact, so your premium stash tabs will not lose any of their functionality.
Okay.
We
So
just
I need to go
figured
fix my
people
tabs
might
then,
want
huh?
to
Is that
switch
right?
over to this new system. We expect a lot of feedback around this new
Okey-dokey.
system and are looking forward to trying it out with you.
Yep, this will be fun.
As we are not able to test internally
Crazy
with an
for,
entire
you know, like,
thriving economy,
I
there
think
will
it's a good
certainly
idea.
be some kinks to work
A lot of
out.
people have asked about it.
Based on how the system
Really,
goes,
really good on them
we
for
will be
being willing to
adding
try
it
it
to
out,
Path
you
of
know?
Exile 1 when ready, so any of the tabs you purchase
cool.
will also be usable there later.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs.
Early
Today,
in the league
we're
is a great time to sell
launching
stuff
two
anyway.
new series of supporter packs. The Justice and Trathan Executioner packs.
I like the
Each tier contains the
helmet.
pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions.
Yeah, so you have to go upgrade your stash
As
tabs.
always, the microtransactions in these
Sorry,
packs
I
are
need to
purely
listen to
cosmetic
that again.
and do not affect your. To clarify, the release of want. You can do that here on the website, but only if you purchase those tabs before the release of the third edict.
Wonder why that is.
To clarify, the existing trade system will remain fully intact, so your premium stash tabs will not lose any of their functionality.
Okay.
We just figured people might want to switch over to this new system.
Yeah.
We expect
Okay.
a lot of feedback around this new
I'll
system,
have to go do
and
that.
are looking forward to trying it out with you. As we are not able to test internally
Certainly
with an
have
entire
got a lot of
thriving
those.
economy, there will certainly
You guys wanna
be
see the-
some
the
affect
supporter
your character's
packs?
power or progression in any way.
Have a little
The
gander.
Justice series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. Claim glory after defeating enemies, or inspire your allies by calling down the Banner of Justice portal.
I see him.
The Sphinx Mystic hideout decoration will
I
identify
don't know what
items
that
for
thing
you,
is, but it doesn't look like
displaying
a sphinx.
them as it does so. This ancient creature has been presented with many items over the eons, so has some strong expressions to make on the quality of your wares. Become a true warrior, worthy of delivering the justice of the eternal gods with the Apostle of Justice armor set. This armor set also comes with a matching back attachment containing a set of scales to measure your worth.
Needs more metal and
With the
spikes.
Apostle of Justice finisher effect equipped, the Goddess of Justice herself will appear to decide on a verdict for slain unique enemies. Witness as she decides the fate of your slain foes. Will they ascend to be amongst the gods, or be banished to the underworld?
Ooh, down you go.
The Griffin fledgling pet will be your
Down you
courageous
go.
companion as you journey throughout Raycroft.
This looks awesome. Really does.
Take your place in the skies in the Plateau of the Gods hideout. This hideout comes with many different sections for setting
It's
up
like,
your
how can we
home or
prepare?
base of operations.
Do we play some PoE 2 ahead of time? Do we
In
keep
order to
jamming on
travel
WoW?
between them, you simply just need to walk off the edge. Like a true eternal god,
We have
you
to
can
keep doing the
float
WoW
between
stuff,
the
but-
mountains on the clouds themselves. The
Like,
Trathan
We
Executioner
could definitely
pack
practice
series
our
also
one through our
contains 6
campaign runs
exclusive
for Acts 1 through 3.
microtransactions.
Definitely could do
Trathan
that, but I mean,
Executioner
everything's gonna be so
finisher effect
different,
is a
right?
brutal display of Trathan might, crushing slain unique enemies as if they were bugs beneath your heel.
Golly.
As a Trathan Executioner, you're the perfect master for the ever-hungry
Jeez
carrion
Louise.
raptor pet. It has taken a particular liking to the taste of other pets, and at your command it will swoop down and eviscerate them, proceeding to satisfy
What?
its hunger by feeding on their corpse.
That's so messed up.
The nobles of the 4 major Trathan houses had their mercenaries.
like that armor set
But
a
if
little
their
better,
hired
though.
hands became notably irritating, they'd have to call in the Trathan Executioners.
I like that guy.
You can now embrace their methods
Just a
and
little bit
become
more.
brutality incarnate.
Bro, that's
with
so
the
messed
cruel
up.
Trathan Executioner armor set.
I would
The
definitely use
matching
that on
cruel
the
Trathan
goblin,
Executioner cloak
the
will
goblin
shroud you
choir
in
or
scars
whatever.
as
I
you
would
crush
I would
the
get that
skulls of
bird
your
just to
enemies
assassinate
and leave
those
a
guys.
trail of blood behind you as you build up a kill streak. Or use the alternate
For sure.
variant to simply put a skeleton on your back. Be bathed in blood as you mutilate monsters with the cruel Trathan Executioner character effect. The swirling blood increases in volume as your spree of slaughter continues. Both this effect and the cloak use the same kill streak for tracking how much blood is shown. After a long and tiring day of executions, enjoy a relaxing game of dice with the Goblin Gambler's Hideout decoration. They'll definitely be playing fair, right? The Pulverizer map device brings a horrid efficiency to punishing the damned of Trathus. Each map you open will execute the next victims. This map device in its true ruthlessness tracks the total number of monsters killed, your kills per second, and your largest kill streak up to the point of the map being completed. This is then displayed on a leaderboard, so you can take a measure of you and your friends' violence at the end of each map.
That's cool, though.
Additionally, any microtransactions from the supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1.
Okay, that's just that? Wow. Alright, well that is completely nuts.
Build Ogham Village after.
That is completely insane. So we had Act 4, Interludes, Sprinting, Support Gems, Skill Changes, Rise of the Abyssal, Endgame Changes, Crafting, Trade System. Dude, those new currencies, man, like once you just become like a Giga Pumper, you're just gonna filter out all the like, greater, perfect stuff out of your filter. And you're just gonna only have the, like what's it called? Like the greater, whatever, the exceptional armor and weapon types showing on that. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if I want to look at literally everything. I think I want to skip to the ascendancy changes. See them warrior buffs. I'm hearing about warrior nerfs, bro. But let's have a look at this real quick. So for Warbringer, I think Warbringer mostly got buffed. Let me look at Smith real quick. Because Smith is what I was thinking about playing, but if it gets nerfed, then maybe we'll change it up. So Flowing Metal, notable passive skill. Knock causes body armor to grant 35% of armor to also apply to elemental damage taken from hits. That's, I mean, it used to give you 5% max fire res. I mean, I feel like that's kind of good. But the problem with this is that I think armor affects the LE damage before resist, so it's not as strong. So leather bindings, notable, causes body armor to grant like 3% max life per second, and it was 5%. Okay. Manifest weapon skill. I'm never using that. Small passive skills providing fire resistance now have values of 8. It was 15. Okay. And the small passive skill provide a living weapon. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so I did like the max fire res. I didn't use the regen life. I was thinking about it. And the small passives providing fire res being a little bit worse, I don't think is really that big of a deal. I think Smith of Kitava, as long as it has the resistance from fire applies to your other resists, like a half, you know, like that's insane. And as long as your max fire res adds to your, like, or is your other max res, like that's crazy. And the other stuff giving you life, strength, and you can take fizz damage taken as fire, and then you can also take that elemental damage reduction, and because there's going to be a bunch of different sources of that, so if you stack it like crazy, it could still be really good, and it will also help you, what's it called? Lance is making fun of me. Did I misspell something? I can't wait. Yeah, I cannot wait, or I can't wait. Either one. I cannot wait. There you go. But I think honestly we have like reductions in effectiveness of passive block, and so just being generally tankier will be good. I'm not seeing anything that makes me not think Smith is still gonna be really good. I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything that makes me think Smith's not gonna be good. I didn't use the regen anyway. Maybe use it while leveling, but I that does not turn me off of Smith. Not really. We could look at Warbringer though. There are some cool things that Warbringer can do. But I'm not sure I'm like going Warbringer first. Let's see. So the Answered Call notable passive skill now provides +1 number of summoned totems. I'm not super interested in totems, but he seems like a really clear choice for like a totem guy. The Ancestral Spirit skill granted by the Answered Call notable passive no longer grants minions from the skill have accuracy rating per dex. Instead, minions from the skill have 1% increased attack speed for 3 decks. Well, that's cool. I think attack speed is better than accuracy. Great Wolf's Howl has been removed, and the Warcaller's Bellow notable provides ignore Warcry cooldowns. Right, so they just combined those two, which is crazy. Renly's notable passive now grants 35% base block instead of 40. Interesting. And Turtle Charm's notable now no longer grants 35% less block chance, or can block damage from all hits while the shield is not raised. Instead, it now provides you take 30% of damage from blocked hits and a maximum block chance of 75%. So it's kind of like a slightly better glancing blows. Is that right? Oh, max block is 50% now. Okay, so that definitely hurts all those like block chance stacking builds. Interesting. Yeah, so have you read all these notes? This is a lot of crazy stuff. But okay. 50% block chance is honestly probably fine. Part of me doesn't even want to use a shield as Kitava. Part of me just wants to dual wield. Dude, we might be playing like a Molten Blast Smith of Kitava or something, dude. I don't know. I like melee a little bit too much, I think, to do that, but we'll see, dude. This is going to be a lot of interesting stuff. This is going to be a whole new game right here. But that's kind of cool still. I'm not sure. Glancing Blows is not that bad, but yeah, we'll see. So stacks of Jade, granted by Jade Heritage Notable, are no longer lost when taking physical damage from a hit. Okay, so you just have a bunch of passive, like it's like 10% less physical damage taken, basically. Ancestral Spirits, okay, I'm not worried about that. Ancestral Jade Hulk no longer charges, instead uses a Warcry to buff nearby allies. Okay, these are just like guys that you get, right? These are just like your little summon guys. Okay, I don't really care about that so much. So the main thing with Warbringer is that you could have your charge, no cooldown, and explode passive as one thing. If you still wanted the block thing, you would have Glancing Blows, and then you would take either Armor Break applies to all damage, or the Jade thing, which it's okay. I'm not obsessed with that one. I don't think there's anything else, right? There's nothing other about Warriors. So Titan is kind of unchanged. Smith is nerfed, but not in a way that seems scary to me. Taking damage from blocked hits is kind of awful. Well, it's just like 75% of the time you take, what is it, 30% of the damage that you would have taken otherwise? It's just a damage reduction effect, basically. Yeah, you're still reducing 70% of the hit 75% of the time, right? Which is pretty good. It's just damage reduction. So you just become and then you have all this physical damage reduction too. But not being able to block AoE was like that. Like that was like the thing that made it good. But whatever. I'm gonna scroll down and to see some of these passive skill changes. We looked at a lot of. Oh, it just says add to 15 clusters. We don't get to see what they are though, right? So skill changes. Right, we learned about all the banners and stuff. I think they talked about all this stuff a lot already, but we can see if there's anything else that looks important to us. Berserk doesn't give you leech anymore. Okay. I think this is more than it used to give you though, right? Bone Shatter, Shockwave now deals 100% more damage against unique enemies. Okay. You're just gonna kind of like AoE, like what? You're gonna blast your Rogue Exiles. Earth Shatter. Quality provides more damage for hits for each spike instead of more spikes. Detonation now also triggers existing spikes. Okay. What else? Earthquake. Jagged Ground's radius is now smaller. Aftershock now has more damage. And smaller AoE. Okay, so they're nerfing AoE a little bit, like you guys were saying. I'm not reading all of these. I'm just looking at warrior stuff. I'm just a warrior player, guys. That's just how it is. Herald of Thunder, AoE got nerfed a little bit. We don't really use that, but still. Infernal Cry. Oh, okay. Let's see. Empowers 1 attack per 10 enemy power in range, up to 50. Previously...
I have a delivery.
You do? What's this?
Might get, yeah, it might get
The yellow part doesn't get green screen so much.
Right.
We just finished the bodybuilding show. Exclamation mark, gains. Check it out. Should I look inside?
Oh yeah, that got green.
That got green screen pretty good. The top will definitely get green screen, won't it?
Yes.
General AoE nerf, yeah. I see.
Delivery.
All right, I don't want it to get dumped on my desk.
Let's show your.
But I'll have a look. I would love to have a look.
Let's show your guy.
Why are you running away? Oh.
Being funny.
Is it gonna detonate?
Let's show your guy it.
Okay, so it has a box inside, guys. I wonder what this box has. Do I open it like this?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, all right. Can I open it up?
Uh-huh. Stuff inside.
Whoa! Check this out, guys. It's got some money in here. It's got some bucks. And it's got a gold bar. Look at this gold bar right there.
That's the gold bar.
Man, I'm rich. And it's got some dollars. They get green screen. Got some dollary dues and some coins. Sheesh. Look at all these. It's like pirate treasure in here. Look at those coins, guys.
And also maybe a couple real quarters.
I think there are some real quarters in there. Man, we are rich.
I can and guess what?
An IRL tip that yes! Thank you so much, Archer. Check that out. Oh my goodness. Look at those big bucks.
These are actually real dollars.
They are. Those are worth $2 real. That's nice.
That means making dollars.
Thank you for making me $2 richer, Archer. You know what I would like to do? I'd like to save those $2 for my favorite guy, Archeroo.
Like, let's see.
What else we got in there? I see lots of coins, and then we also have our gold bar, too.
Yeah.
Archer, thank you so much, man.
That's your delivery.
Thank you. I will definitely want to keep this for whenever we need some bucks to buy some food or something.
Yeah, like one, or we can use it as an emergency case.
Yes. Yeah, if we run out of dollars, we can keep that for an emergency. Maybe if mommy wants some Chipotle, we can get mommy some Chipotle, lickety split with that. Thank you, Archer. So, doesn't have Warcry speed. While empowered, attacks deal more. Huh? Okay. Though it's now significantly deals more damage to generals past 20. Now allows you to expend an endurance charge to bypass the cooldown rather than consuming endurance charges to empower. Okay. Quality now provides empowered attacks gain 10%, 0 to 10% as fire damage. Oh, so I'm trying to look at all this. Small nerf, basically, right? Small nerf. Let me see. Small nerf to Infernal Cry. But whatever, we'll still use it, and we'll learn how to use it. It'll be fine. Not scared about that one. Magma Barrier looks like it's easier to use now, but definitely a little nerfed.
There's the quarter.
I wasn't using it before.
There's the quarter. It's just on your. It's just on your left side. Look left, and then look down, and then you'll see.
Thank you.
There's an actual quarter.
Is that a dime? I believe that's a dime. You see that one? That is a dime. That's 10 cents right there. Nice. Did Wook over there? So, Overwhelming Presence and Withering Presence are now described as aura skills of the aura tag. Okay. Okay, so Molten Blast now steps backwards instead of forwards if used while moving the opposite direction to where you're targeting or attacking in place. Now inflicts 200% more flammability, has 100% more ignite duration. The secondary projectile count can no longer be modified. Huh? Quality now grants 0 to 30% chance to inflict. I mean, that's worth a try. I don't know if I really want to play Molten Blast, but it does seem kind of cool. For like a fire character. Especially if you're going to play like a dual wield smith. I just don't know if you really need to be that tanky. Perfect Strike, yeah, look at that. It went from 1310 to 2020 or 1029 top end. Doesn't matter. It has much better range. Probably feel good to use. It'll probably still hit like a truck. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just a couple more perfect strikes to kill a boss. It'll make more sense. This is big. Rake is no longer tagged as a travel skill. Okay. So now it will not. Oh. Now it will not use Stomping Ground, right? Please note that this was not a balance motivated change. No, come on. Don't kid yourselves. It's a primary goal of the gem tags. We would have nerfed the Rake plus Stomping Ground interaction a different way. Instead, if it was appropriate for Rake to retain the travel tag. It's okay. You guys, they even mentioned it. Like, no, we're not nerfing it because of Rake Stomping Ground. Yeah, you are. It's fine. Just say that. This is a fine way to nerf it, though. Just delete the interaction. That's fine. I don't know why they're pretending like that's not what it was. Whatever. What else? Rolling Slam. They made Rolling Slam even slower? Why? That was a 1.5 seconds total attack time, but no longer has an attack speed penalty. What? Quality now provides 0 to 100% increased stun threshold while using a skill instead of causing daze buildup. I mean, that seems just worse, for sure. Yeah, well, that's... okay. That just seems worse, for sure. Now has 4% more armor per scavenged plating at all gem levels, previously 3 to 5%. Now, as Thorns doesn't matter. Quality now provides plating duration, where it used to be more armor. That's crazy. That's a nerf for sure, too. Whatever. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of warrior nerfs, but... whatever. So, Seismic Cry's cooldown is no longer reset if it doesn't empower attacks. So you can't spam that one anymore as a normal guy. Hirotsky, big flex for you. Good afternoon, man. Big flex for you, pumping us up. Yeah, it's kind of the same. Yeah, probably. Now heavy stuns enemies that are primed for stun, and empowered attacks if heavy stuns a target as well if it hits a heavy stun target. Sure. Now empowers 1 slam per 10 monster power. No longer has 20% increased knockback distance, 4% more stun buildup, or hits ignore enemy monster physical damage reduction. Now allows you to expend an endurance charge to bypass the cooldown. So, I mean, again, if you want to do the shout thing, Warbringer is a no-brainer. I mean, Warbringer is going to be... I mean, Warbringer is really cool for that, though. Being able to, like, giga buff your shouts and stuff, that's fun. So, shield charge. Oh my god. They turbo mega nerf shield charge. This is only supposed to be a mobility skill now. Look at that. Area effect now deals 30 to 94% attack damage. It used to be 85 to 254, and the collision now deals 60 to 217, where it used to deal 300 to 900. Okay, bro. Alright. And they made it worse by making it do more damage when it does no damage anyway, instead of doing the cooldown recovery. But that's fine. It has no cooldown anyway, so that's actually obviously not worse. But okay. Alright. Okay. Shield wall. I don't think I'm going to use that, but maybe. Shockwave totem. It's slower. It does way less damage. Okay. I don't really use that totem anyway, but okay. Good to know. Solar orb, but you just use that for a thing to give you rage and health that can't be killed, so it's not really a big deal. Sunder no longer has a 0.9 seconds of total attack time, but now attacks at 1/3 of attack speed instead of 2/3. No longer fully consumes fully broken armor to guarantee a crit. Instead, it inflicts sundered armor on fully armor broken targets, inflicting an additional 20% increased physical damage taken for a duration. Adjusted the damaging area to more closely match the visual effects. Okay. So that gives you the opportunity to make Sunder not as slow, I think. It just makes it slower off the bat. Hey, Supercharged Slam actually number up, right? It does more damage base, and now has 40% more damage for hits for each stage, where it used to scale harder. So it's better base, but scales not as hard. Yeah, no, Sunder is definitely nerfed. Yeah, you lose the giga crit damage. Yeah, but at least it's not so slow. But yeah, the giga crit was what made Sunder so insane. It'd probably still be pretty fun. See how it goes. But Supercharged Slam, I have to try that out, bro. Might be fun. Volcanic Fissure now creates 2 branches that emerge from either side of the main fissure. The length of the fissure is now affected by area modifiers. Yeah, okay, that's better. Has a minimum gem level of 7, was 9. Has 80% physical damage converted to fire, was 60. Now deals a little bit less damage. Okay, the aftershocks are part of its quality now. Alright. That tree does aftershocks. Will scale with aftershock to specific effects. Okay, like more AoE on aftershocks and stuff. That's cool. Alright. Alright. Let's see. So where are you seeing things like block and whatnot? I mean, most of the warrior skills that we saw there, I say warrior, but mace skills that we saw there were nerfed. Yeah. Oh. I'm not gonna look at all these. Distilled emotions have been renamed to liquid emotions. The lowest 3 tiers of liquid emotion are called diluted liquid emotions. So the 3 highest tiers are now called concentrated, okay. They've got new art, okay. They nerfed the runes a little bit. Yeah, okay. Whatever. I mean, a lot of the stuff is kind of cool to know, just so you can plan out your thing a little bit, but I don't really think that what I'm planning to do has changed very much. I'm pretty much planning to play warrior and probably play Smith of Kitava and just feel it out. Leap bone shatter people down unless we want to do like dual wield Molten Blast, which would be pretty fun. I kind of want to play Molten Blast. Like level a character with Molten Blast and just see if I even like the way it feels. I'm kind of curious and I haven't played that yet. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. I think we're gonna use Svalin. I mean, Svalin's always pretty dang good, yeah. Especially if the max block that you can get is 50%. Like, it won't be that hard to get that on your tree and stuff. Svalin does have a kind of a low block chance. But, I mean, Warbringer only brings it up a little bit. But where are we seeing that block chance of 50% baseline? Olroth, Origin of the Fall no longer spawns in logbooks. So how the heck do you get them? You have to get, like, splinters? Acquiring map boss atlas passives have been adjusted. So 79 with 6 mods, 80 with 6 mods. And then anomaly map boss with 79 plus 6 mods. Pinnacle Flame Quest. How do you get Olroth? Is that not a thing anymore? I mean, surely he is. Just how do you get him? Wait, did I see Grim Feast? Did I just see the words Grim Feast put together? Am I making that up? Oh my god. It has been completely reworked and re-enabled. Instead of granting energy shield, it now allows you to collect remnants from your dead reviving minions, then activate the skill to instantly revive minions based on their max life. Okay. That's different. Hi Sam. Search for block. Yeah, good call. It's just gonna say block is now whatever, right? Blocking is no longer limited to strikes and projectiles by default. All hits that are not specifically unblockable can be blocked, like instant spells and stuff. Player minion and monster base maximum block is now 50 instead of 75. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. Okay. That's enough info for now, I think, right? That's enough info for now. I mean, sheesh. Wowie zowie. Question is, what do we do now, boys? What do we do now? I think because we're already in the PoE section, do we log into PoE for a second? Just log in, see how it looks, see how it feels. We do need to try out Molten Blast, I think. Yeah, we're already logged in, bro. Gotta see if we let's I was messing around in this character, but we are not doing whatever I was doing before anymore.